There we are. All right, we are officially live. Hello, everybody that's already here. I'm going to blast out a tweet. Apologies for being a couple minutes late. Again, wouldn't be bootleg without technical difficulties. Good news, I think we fixed the audio, EJ. So why don't you talk, because I don't think you have a robot voice this week. Hallelujah.
Let's find out if it's the regular voice, the horse voice from Dallas, or the robot voice. You can vote in the comments, but we are live for Thursday Night Football. Steelers versus Browns. This is classic AFC North stuff. And there's some differences. If I asked you to tell me where the Browns ranked rushing and where the Steelers ranked rushing, I don't think you might get the Steelers right. You'd get the Browns right, probably. But I don't know that most people would get the Steelers' current rushing rank right in the NFL if you just asked a kind of straw poll.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a slow start for Najee. I know the foot injury possibly has hampered him a little bit, but even then, I kind of feel like just watching back when he has gotten carries, he's been really pressing and trying to turn everything to a home run. And I kind of want to see him, as the season goes on, just take more than 4 and 5 yard gains and just kind of let the explosives come to him. Nick Chubb, the Browns lead the league in explosive runs right now, but it's not like Nick Chubb is ripping off 20 yards every single time. Like, he'll just kind of grind it out. And then when somebody gives him an angle, obviously he'll take it. But I feel like Najee's just not taking the easy runs.
Yeah, and that comes down to trusting your offensive line. Chubb, there's been some changes in the Browns offensive line, but not near as many as on the Steelers offensive line. And we talk about this, getting used to each other, gelling, whatever you want to say. They're not there yet. They don't have that trust. Reading your blockers' intentions correctly is just like reading your quarterback's intentions correctly when you're a wide receiver. And the Steelers' rushing attack isn't quite there quite yet. There's still those cuts, like you said. He's pressing. He's trying to take some things farther than he should, and sometimes he's just guessing wrong, or the offensive lineman's guessing wrong and thinking that Najee's on his back left and he's on his back right. He pushes the other way and ends up pushing a blocker into Najee's lane, and the whole thing doesn't look as good. So Browns, on the other hand, well-oiled machine, leading the league in rushing, 401 yards. Not surprising for a Kevin Stefanski offense, with Nick Chubb as the lead back. This is the way they've hung their hat as an offense for the last couple of seasons. They're starting right up where they left off. What was a little bit surprising about the Browns offense is the quarterback situation has been well focused on. Let's just put it that way. And Jacoby Brissett last week had a game that we talked about on this week's Bootleg Football podcast that was a little surprising. He came out and made some throws that you said, hey, if some other quarterbacks made those throws, we'd be jumping up and down because it's the Browns and Jacoby Brissett and kind of nobody's paying attention except maybe Browns fans. He's not getting his propers for throwing some really nice balls in the last game. So something to watch for tonight. Does he come out hot against a Steelers secondary that has been playing very well with Minka at the helm back there, or does he struggle? Do they lean on the rushing attack a little bit more, and seeing how those adjustments go throughout the game?
What were your thoughts, by the way? I meant to ask you on, because, we talked about the comeback and everything that had to happen for the Jets to make that comeback. There was the blown coverage that led to like the 75-yard touchdown, and then they got the ball back and marched on the field, everything like that. Which I know some people were contesting, like, oh, it wasn't a blown coverage. Like, no, it absolutely was a blown coverage. Like, there's absolutely no reason why the corner should not have sank all the way for that. To me, it looked like there's one of two possibilities. Either he thought he was Cloud and he had somebody over him and he let him go, which is the same thing that happened in the Miami game, or they were in cover 3 and he thought they were going to run a 7 into it, and he just didn't stay disciplined and do his job, which in my opinion is still a bust if you don't do your job. So either way, busted coverage. What I wanted to ask you was, what was your opinion about it's like, oh, if Nick Chubb just went down, they would have won the game. Do you blame the loss on Chubb personally?
I don't. I definitely saw that. I think it is a very hard thing to do as an athlete. I don't care at any level, to do the opposite of the thing you have trained your whole life to do. And Nick Chubb has trained his whole life to score touchdowns. And some people say, oh, that's not a smart football play. You show a running back a goal line, especially a running back like Nick Chubb, it is very hard for him to go, you know what I should do? I should go up to the one and just fall down.
Yeah.
I should just stop. Now, it's true that is a better game management decision from I'm on my couch with my iPad open and my laptop and I'm tracking my fantasy team and, I want them to win. And, yeah, hindsight, sure. In the heat of a game, you show a very good running back the goal line and it's open and he gets a touchdown. Also, in this league, agents don't go back at the end of the year and go, well, my client helped your team out in week 2 by going down at the one, foregoing an easy touchdown. So you should add 1 to his total. That's not how those negotiations work. It's a number. He scored 15, he scored 20, he scored 30, whatever. So there's that piece of it too. Yes, football is the ultimate team sport. Yes, it would have been a better team play. In the moment, I don't blame him at all for taking the points, right? Because the stats about, and I sent these to you, the stats that how many teams with a certain point number lead with a certain number of minutes to go have finished out and won the game.
Yeah.
And I think it was 13. I think it was at the start of the quarter, or maybe it was 8 minutes. I'm not sure. Teams with
30,
this many points.
30 to 17 at the start of the fourth. Yeah.
Right. But teams with I believe it was exactly a 14-point lead at the start of the fourth quarter were it was less than that. It was less time, same amount of points. We're 201-0 in terms of teams that won the game.
Jesus.
No one has ever lost from that point. So everybody's like, they should have done this and they should have done this. It's like, no, they could have done all those things to prevent the cascading failure. And if you want to go back and get the exact, it was Mike Sando, who writes for The Athletic, used to write for the Tacoma News Tribune, but writes for The Athletic, does their all NFL beat. He had a piece in his weekly column about the Browns' collapse at each step and at historically how many teams have been in that position and won. And it is not until the last one that you get anybody that's lost.
Jesus.
And guess who the other team that lost was in that situation?
The Jets? Just knowing
the
historically.
Browns.
Oh, God.
A previous Browns team. Browns teams are the only 2 teams in history to have given up that many points at that time and lost. So unless you're the Browns, you don't lose that game. Literally. You don't lose that game. So saying, oh, they could have done this different. They could have done this different. Yeah, that's all true. Literally 200 other teams have been in the same position they were in, and none of them lost.
That's brutal.
Yeah, no, it's horrendous. It is a very special way to lose, and I put special in quotes. But yeah, he could have gone down. I don't really blame him in the heat of the moment. The chances, again, that all of those things come together, because they all do have to come together for that very rare end result to come out where the Jets come out on top. So saying, oh, they should have done this or they shouldn't. Well, in hindsight, yeah, probably they should have. At the time, nah. Take the points. It's it's a free touchdown. The chances that the Jets go down and score enough points to come back at that point are infinitesimally low.
What I was doing while you were talking, I was filling out, because I only have a few minutes left to do it. I was filling out my prize pick slip. I want to show you guys what I got for tonight. I honestly, I feel like it's pretty favorable. The one that is a little bit dicey to me is Nick Chubb at over 89.5 combined rushing receiving, just because the Steelers defense is pretty good. Even though they are a little bit banged up, I'm kind of banking on him getting another one of those explosives we were talking about. But the rest of them, Amari over 45.5, Jacoby Brissett over 185.5 combined, Deontay over 55.5, Freiermuth over 35.5. All those seem very doable. So I'm trying to go for it again. Try to hit 5 for 5 for a 10x on here. I still will win if I only hit 4 out of 5, but I really want the 5 out of 5. The only one I'm a little bit worried about is Chubb. But if anybody's going to get it for me, I think it's going to be him. But overall, I think it's a very doable slip. Once again, by the way, thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring all of these streams. We really appreciate you guys allowing us to do this. If you guys yourself either want to tail this slip, or maybe you think that I'm a complete idiot and you want to go against me on all these, you can get $100 or up to $100 deposit match on PrizePicks by using promo code Bootleg. So whatever you deposit, they will match it up to $100. It's I think it's pretty favorable numbers this early in the season, just because people don't exactly know where every team stands. So if you're going to get a good value, I think now is it. But that's kind of what I'm looking for tonight. Is just kind of give me like 130-yard run from Chubb, and I think I'll get it.
If you're gonna tail Brett slip, my personal advice as a bettor is to change at least one variable because he is now picking the right one is going to be hard because he is excellent at going 4 out of 5. So
Oh
if you
my
want
god.
that 5 out of 5, you want to go 10x, you want to put your money up. Either way, if you want to hop on Prize Picks, they will match your deposit up to $100. Use code Bootleg. So if you put in 50, they'll give you an additional 50. You put in 75, same deal. You go up to $100, they'll give you $100 extra dollars to throw on your slips. Use the code Bootleg. That helps us out, helps Prize Picks out, helps bring you better NFL content, in our opinion, because that's us.
Chad is saying that I'm only in their left ear right now. So
I know.
I actually was aware of that. What I wasn't aware of until right before we went on was how to fix it. There's some software I have to download. It's like a digital audio workstation that basically, because I have this mic plugged into an XLR, plugged into like a pass through into my PC. What I didn't realize is I am unable to make it stereo from this thing, and I have to download some software to do it on the back end. So I'm going to do that after this game. But honestly, the main priority was fixing EJ's robot voice, which we managed to do.
Yes,
So,
we no longer have robot voice. I no longer sound like I play in the AFC West, and I am a giant robot, which is great because didn't really want to talk last week because whenever I'm on a stream and the audio's all screwed up, I wish the person whose audio is screwed up would just shut up. So I was just sitting there quiet until we sort of pounded through it. But we got it solved for this week. We're really excited. This is going to be a good game. It's always a good game. This is always a slugfest in the AFC North. Some folks might wonder, hey, EJ, you got the wrong orange team. Why are you wearing a Bears visor? This is my Matt Nagy edition visor to remind Mitch Trubisky not to float out of good pockets. If you are not following the QB school, you should be. JT O'Sullivan, he's on YouTube, former NFL quarterback, friend of the show. He will be on Bootleg this year, by the way. He did a great little film room on Trubisky, and it's fun watching JT catch up with some of Trubisky's bad habits because he hasn't seen them lately. And, perfect pocket. He's got a great example of this on this week's video. Perfect pocket, and Mitch just does this drift thing. It is not a bootleg. It is not a rollout. It's not even, what we would consider in pocket movement. He
just runs.
He just sort of absentmindedly backpedals to the left, and he doesn't need to. He has a very clean pocket. The Steelers O-line on that particular blocking rep was real solid. And what it does is screw up the timing of the throw. Should have come out earlier. He was still sort of pedaling when he should have been throwing it. And the other thing it does is really screw up the angle. When offensive coordinators draw up pass plays and lanes and timing, so much of modern passing attacks is based on timing. If you take the quarterback, take a launch point and move him 5 to 8 yards to the left, it thins up a lot of the angles based on leverage of the corner. And in this particular case, he completed the pass, but he made it like way harder than he needed to be. And he gave the defender a much better window to make a play on the ball because he literally sort of leveraged himself into the defensive back, covering more of his receiver. And JT was like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this? I was just laughing because I'm like, the Mitch Trubisky experience. So this is my little totem to Mitch to not do that. Just stay in the pocket, fire on time, hit that third step back, that fifth step back, let it fly, and don't make it harder than you have to.
Making it harder than you have to is kind of that's what Mitch
That
does.
is the Mitch Trubisky experience, and Pittsburghers are now finding out they're getting introduced to that roller coaster of, man, he's super athletic. Geez, that was a great throw. Oh boy, he seems like a good guy. And then, what are you doing? Like, why did you do that? And that he does not seem to have overcome that piece of his game. He does it a little bit less, but there are still 3-4 plays a game at least where you're just like, what is that? Like, why didn't you just hit your third step, fire the slant? It's there. Like, take it. Just take it. Nope, nope, not gonna get that.
A couple super chats I want to clean up. Alex Tracy for $5. Thank you, Alex. Love that you're streaming this. Quick question: trying to get into some sipping rum. Any suggestions? So
Oh yes,
I've got some rum with me tonight. This is Diplomatico, Reserva
great stuff.
Exclusiva. One of my favorite sipping rums. I'm only about halfway down the bottle. Well, actually, it's my third bottle, so I mean, still. But yeah, Diplomatico. If you could find this in your liquor store, it's phenomenal. It tastes like syrup to me. If I'm being complete, like, I don't even realize it's alcoholic, but it's very, very alcoholic.
Yeah, the other one is Doorly's 8-year aged rum.
Yeah.
That is Doorlys. Doorly's. Get the 8-year, and it is incredibly smooth. The first time I served it to Brett, he actually looked at the glass, thought it was whiskey. He
I
said,
thought it
"I
was
thought you were
Canadian.
giving."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "I thought you were giving me rum." I was like, "That is rum." He was like, "What?"
Yeah.
He had some. He's like, "That's like drinking butter," and I was like, "Yep." It's like drinking very nice warm butter with a nice little cask kick to it. Doorly's great stuff. And the cool thing about both of those bottles, neither one is terribly expensive.
No. Yeah, it's like
I think
40
that
bucks maybe.
yeah, I think the Diplomatico Exclusiva is like 40, depending on where you live. The Doorly's is like 32 to 38.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very easy barrier to entry if you're trying to get into sipping rum. And if it turns out that you don't like either one, it's no huge loss. You're not, in the bucket for $100. So I would recommend both. They're excellent. If you like sweeter, go for the Doorleys. If you like a little bit more sort of dankness, but again,
That
still
banana funk. Yeah.
yeah, that banana funk. That's a way to put it. No, they're both great. And I think rum is a lot of people drink rum in their first exposure to it as a party
There's
drink.
hold on. There's college rum and
Right.
then there's rum.
Yeah, I think there's everything kind of rum, but a lot of people's first exposure to rum is, something
Malibu.
really hot,
Yeah.
nasty, super sweet, oversweet. So they just don't think of it as something that they would drink by itself for the flavor, right? They think of it as something that they would add to Coke or to punch or whatever else. So the idea of like a sipping rum is foreign to a lot of people, especially people that had bad experiences with rum early on. But there are so many good ones out there, and they're really accessible, and they're great.
Tamales 1612. I really want some fucking tamales.
Now I'm hungry.
God damn. For $20. Thank you, Tamales. Cheers, y'all. Thanks for the content. You're the best. I would say that you're the best for giving us $20. Brett, please don't make a video on the Eagles this year. Oh well.
Whoops.
Sorry, bud. It's
too late.
coming. If Hurts keeps playing like this, it's coming.
Yeah.
RIP your season.
I love the next one. The next one's great.
Taylor for $5. Tailing your pricks. Not your prick. I mean, maybe, but tailing your picks.
Hey,
Brett.
even a blind squirrel.
Here's your cut in advance. Well, I mean, I can almost guarantee you we're getting 4 out of 5 tonight. I can't guarantee we're getting 5 out of 5. So I appreciate my cut.
Oh,
Get you
man.
something.
And Full Metal Savage. This is great.
We
This
all
is
know
great.
about the Coleman curse. Is there a Snyder blessing? Yeah, Mitch is gonna go fucking off tonight.
Yeah. No, there is. However, it rivals an Irish blessing, or is kind of the same thing. And if you know what that is,
What's an Irish blessing?
it's not for underage deers.
Okay. We'll talk about that after the show.
It's basically Irish folks going off and swearing a whole lot.
How is that any
Like in
different than
traffic.
normal Irish folks?
It's not. It's not. So yeah, if you're Pat McAfee was talking about Irish blessings if the Notre Dame team didn't play up to snuff on Saturday, and sure enough they didn't, and I'm sure many were spread. Yeah, not super great.
Is Pat a Notre Dame guy? I mean, I know he grew up in Pitt. But I'm
no,
sure,
he's an Irish guy.
Well, yeah. So he's a Notre Dame guy.
Yeah, not all of us. Although my sister did go to Notre Dame, so there we go.
Jared for $5. Thank you, Jared. Kicking my ass in the patron only league. New Year, same Eli double birds. Brett, he came here to rub my nose in it. Brett, you're 0-2 in the Patreon league. How you feeling going forward? Looking forward to tonight. Hashtag unfortunately go Browns. So EJ, I am in like 5 leagues on Sleeper right now, and I have yet to win I'm like 0-10 on the whole platform. I have yet to win a single fantasy matchup. because once again, as per usual, I went all in on the Niners. So I got hit by the Trey Lance injury on 3 teams. I went all in on the Colts receiving core. I went all in. Like I own massive proportions of the Vikings offense, which is it's the Vikings, so it only worked 1 out of 2 weeks. It has been horrendous. Like I objectively have good teams, but it has been a horrendous start.
So you're setting yourself
Vikings,
up.
Niners. Oh yeah.
You're setting yourself up for a Jets fourth quarter.
Oh God. I mean, I need to start ripping off wins now if I'm going to make that happen. Because like there's some good like Field Yates has a monster team. I think Golik's in that league. He's got a monster team. It's tough to come back.
Field Yates is going to get soft on you. You know why?
Why is that?
He just signed a big old extension.
Oh, good for him.
So he got his contract. He got his bag. The contract year was the fantasy, up till now. Now he got paid. Like he's gonna relax. You can catch him.
He's a great dude. I'm happy he got paid.
He's amazing, and that's just ESPN realizing the true impact or continuing to invest in the true impact of fantasy and fantasy sports. And Fields a great guy to do it. I actually caught his report early on Saturday. He did a he did a bit, or no, I guess it was Saturday night, like Sports Center. He was doing a preview bit. He's on all the time, and I don't often get to see his sort of live segments on Sports Center. But we were in Dallas, and I was watching the TV in the hotel, and I was like, "Look, Field Yates, awesome."
Somebody asked if he got that Barry money. Trust me, unless you're the Pope, you don't got that Barry money.
Yeah, I don't think anybody gets Barry money.
Nobody's got Barry money.
I'm not even sure the Pope got Barry money.
I mean, I know Matt, and like he's also a great guy, but holy shit, he has the greatest agent of all time. Because when he gets leverage in contract negotiations, that dude is a fucking pit bull. I admire him so much as a businessman. Like he is so good at just being like, I know what I am. Pay me what I'm worth plus 20%, and they do.
Yeah, because by the end of the contract, I'll be worth it, and he is.
And he is. He's more than worth it.
That's awesome. It's really, as you can tell, we love any kind of content creator in the space that does really good work, and both of those guys do great work. So we're always cheering. There's no sour grapes on this side because we love to see good people get theirs, and both of those guys do great work. So
I will never shed a tear for the distribution of wealth between a $90 billion corporation and the people that keep it running. So
what, you're not going to do the millionaires versus billionaires?
No, millionaires win. I side with the millionaires. Yeah.
Yeah, I side with the millionaires because it's a lot easier to be one of those.
I would like to be one day. That would be awesome.
Whoa.
What?
Oh, I'm just watching the pregame festivities here. Oh, I get what they're going to do. All right.
Smashing guitar.
You're going to smash
Donovan Mitchell smashing guitar.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, there you go. They're smashing a guitar on the Cleveland amp. I think they pre-cut that guitar because it let go pretty good.
Oh, for sure. Well, by the way, people that haven't been to the Brown Stadium, which I was just there last year, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is like literally right next to. It's like 50 feet away from the stadium, so it's very ingrained into the whole Browns experience. All right, game's about to kick off. I'm going to put up the score bug here so you guys can keep track of where we're at.
Sure.
Here's Jerome Ford. Bootleg favorite, Jerome
Jared's
Ford.
Jared's giving you trouble about the Jaws theme. That will never die.
I mean, now that they allow licensing.
Yeah, now.
But.
Now.
It's okay. It's only $30,000, EJ. Who needs that?
Yikes.
All right, here comes Jacoby. I swear to God, Jacoby adds 5 pounds every year. He's fucking built.
Yeah, he's never
gigantic, dude.
He was never spindly. He was, one of those guys that was he looks every bit the modern quarterback. You look at him, you're like, that guy cuts a quarterback profile in terms of like he's the dude. But here we go. Browns got the ball first, and we're gonna see
big wing.
Yeah,
zone insert here. Yeah, starting it off with zone insert.
Are you surprised that the Browns start off with a high leveraged run and heavy to one side and actually just straight up true follow it. Like, nope, we're going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to tell you what we're going to do, and then we're going to do it to you. How about them apples?
That is kind of what Kevin Stefanski likes to do. It's like, hey,
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't care about a whole lot of window dressing. Just go ahead and stop us.
Yeah, we are going to punch you in the mouth with the thing you saw on tape all weekend. Let's see if you're prepared to stop it. So,
Ooh, okay. So they motioned from trips
right.
into like a wing look.
Indigo big. Yep. And
And
then
there's the
same thing. Look
explosion.
out. Oh,
Ooh, Chubb almost got that one.
all right. Everybody that follows Bootleg knows that I am a Nick Chubb stan supreme. Like, Nick Chubb is my guy. I think he is the best runner. I think he is the best runner in the league, and I think that holds. And when you watch what he gets out of every carry, even including that one where he hurdled somebody, but the hole was tremendous on that. The Browns offensive line absolutely cleared out the interior of the Steelers, which is tough to do, but they did it really well. So you might say, well, Chubb just ran through a big hole in that one. It's true, but every carry he maximizes.
Oh, Jacoby still got that off, though.
Yep.
Unless they called in the grasp. I don't think they did.
No, you were just
NFL
talking about him.
referees never call in the grasp unless it's not in the grasp.
You were just talking about how big and strong Jacoby is, and that's where it comes into play. Like, don't skip leg day, kids, if you play quarterback, because that was just pure torque in the lower half to have a 300-pound guy draped around your hips trying to drag you down and be able to just get the ball off to a receiver, not take a penalty. Oh, there's sadness. That's, we get to see the shot of Watt on the sideline. There's my tear for my eventual, hopefully, defensive player of the year who's not going to make it just because he injured himself. Oh, right. Great play. Cam Sutton?
I think so. I think it was the nickel that came in.
Pretty sure that was Cam Sutton out on the edge, sniffing out the screen and just destroying it. That's right. Really well coached defensive
Third and
football.
long, 35% rate for cover 2 on third and long. So either we're going to get cover 1 or we're getting cover 2. I'd be willing to bet it's cover 2 here.
Well, they're showing cover 2, but are they going to stay?
Yeah, they're back out in cover 2.
They got overload on the right.
Oh, almost got it. Oh, that hand corner came off. It looks like I can't tell if they were running smash or flood there, but either way, the hand corner came off. Jacoby tried to rip it. No way.
He didn't make it. Yeah, that guy had a head start. 29 is Levi Wallace, the Buffalo transplant.
Oh, great sail technique.
Yep.
What a bait.
Look at him. He
what
baited it. He baited it. That's amazing. Yeah, he floated over to that corner and just kept his eyes back like, hey, if I go far enough away, will you trigger it? And Jacoby did. That's Levi Wallace, really talented corner. Steelers pick him up in the offseason. We talked about that in our divisional preview series as a under-the-radar ad that's going to add to that secondary. And if there's a part of the Steelers team in general that's playing great right now, with Watt having gone out, so he doesn't really count at the moment, their secondary – Minka's playing out of his mind, but the rest of the secondary is playing really well as well. You saw it right there, that he easily could have stayed and forced the throw to go somewhere else. And a lot of defenses will do that. A lot of defenders will do that. But instead, he was like, I got this. I'm going to float to the boundary. There was nobody there to cover. It was a phantom, like, I'm going to give you space. Never took his eyes off Jacoby and then just triggered when he threw it, got a hand on it. So, we'll have to see if Jacoby makes that mistake again throughout the game, or if he learns like, oh yeah, there was nobody over there. I should not do that. They just want me to throw that, and I probably shouldn't throw where they want me to.
So coaches often call it sail technique for people wondering. So this wasn't the exact concept, but it's the same general route distribution. So if you're running smash, so you got like a 7 and like a little hitch that's settling under here, this hitch's only job is to hold this corner down. And so what a lot of corners are taught to do is they call it sail technique. It's named after a sail route that you get in like a 3-man flood, where they will literally kind of come inside and then kind of float back. Because if you try to either hit this, or if this kind of gets the safety to go outside, then they sit it down like what you just saw, they're in range to come get that, and they force you to hit the flat, you can come up and rally and tackle. So they call it sail technique because it's literally designed to beat sail routes. But you also see it commonly played in cover 2, like what the Steelers run a third of the time on third and long, because that's the best way to get rid of smash. So honestly, the fact that Jacoby saw a 2 high safety shell and still tried to hit that against a hang corner is zealous, to say the least.
I see. I don't know what I would call that. There seems to be one of the levels in quarterbacking, in NFL quarterbacking, that is a sort of distinguishing tier between guys that clearly have it and guys that look like they have it or have it sometimes but just don't have it consistently, is on those rotations. Like
Mm-hmm.
rotations, baits, starting off with what looks like too high, rotating to something else quickly, picking that up. And this is something Mitch struggles against on the other side as well. If he doesn't catch the rotation early,
Yeah.
if he understand the rotation, and I mean like almost pre-snap, pretty much instantly, we'll see some of it here, he's going to struggle. And defensive coordinators know that if he struggles to pick up the rotation, he's going to struggle throughout the rep. If he picks it up beforehand or it stays clean, if defensive coordinators don't switch it up on him, PA, 3 levels.
Got it.
Nice. Should have.
So
Did
they
you get it?
opened up with weak side flood because the Browns. So
Right.
we talk about some defense being predictable. The Browns run cover 3 40% of the time across all downs. So what do
Okay.
you do? You dial up flood.
Yeah, my favorite thing about this is it's PA opposite, right? So
Yeah.
they start the PA play action to the left side. Flood is a 3-level concept, short, medium, deep. And basically you're forcing one of the defenders to pick one out of 2, and whichever one he picks, it's kind of like RPO for passing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whatever that defender does, wherever he commits, you go to the other place. Trubisky gets away from a defender nicely there with his athleticism, never something he's lacked. Steps out of the sort of tackle in the backfield and hits a nice, decent long throw. Dig to the outside.
Yeah, it was a nice little wrinkle they had there too, where if the corner's really bailing deep on it, they just tell Deontay to shut it down or run a comeback. So
Right.
it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you're not.
Yeah, if you can keep with him deep, then he's going to cut short. See if you can keep with him on that too. And you basically, it's almost a 2-way go for the corner. It's no fun.
Are they rolling down here? Yeah, they are. Fire zone.
Glitter, they're just going to eat that.
Yeah.
That's just
Well, if you can
that's
run
just
away from it, sure. Might as well.
yeah, it's true, but that's just kind of the Pac-Man defense, right? You can see him arranged in that sort
Yeah.
of crescent, the loose crescent that's
Yeah.
waiting to just go crunch. Yeah, they're like, sure, run to the middle. We're all just going to go like this, and we're going to compress the space. You're going to get 2 or 3, maybe 4 if you're lucky, and that's all you're getting out of that.
So let's see. Looks like we got 3 seam there. Take the shot.
Great.
Oh, Deontay
Oh!
almost got that.
Nah, it's Ward, isn't it?
It is Ward. I can't tell if Ward broke it up or if it bounced off Deontay's hands.
No, he broke it up. He got his hand off it. That's a great play by the corner. So straight 4-man rush, no blitz. Ward 1-on-1 outside, gets
Oh,
the hand down,
man.
gets the head around, gets his hand up back into the pocket. Man, that is a really clean rep as a corner. That's pretty much teach tape.
Picture
That's
perfect.
why Denzel Ward gets the dollars. He deserves it. Like, that is a great wide receiver running a rough route, and Denzel Ward absolutely smothering it out. There was, he
Nothing
would
you
that
could
would have
do.
had to been no, it would have had to been like picture perfect. That's a 1% throw against that defense that's going to be completed. It happens sometimes. It's just a great play by the receiver. Didn't happen there. Denzel Ward all over that. I can't say any of that.
I know what you wanted to say, but yeah.
I know. Instead, I'm just going to show everybody what I brought to drink. What'd you bring to drink? Anything?
I mean, I got my Diplomatico.
Oh, yeah.
You know, my trusty
It's
Diplomatico.
It's fall here. You might not have noticed because you live in Southern California, but upon my return, it was literally 47 degrees cooler here in the morning than it was in Dallas when I left.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I woke up to 51 degrees and it was lovely in there. Leaves on the ground and it feels very much like fall. And I went to the store and I have Silver City Brewing's Oktoberfest Lager. And this is great stuff. Silver City is amazing. 12 fluid ounces, 6.2 by volume, so I won't be popping down like more than 2 of these. But a great taste of fall that I was happy to see in the store when I went this afternoon after our successful audio test. So I will be enjoying a Silver City Oktoberfest Lager.
When we get back, so I think the Browns or the Steelers just punted, right? I'm pretty sure they did.
Yes, they did.
When we get back, when the Browns have the ball, what I want people to realize, again, I mentioned Steelers' defensive tendencies. They don't do a whole lot of tricky stuff. They play cover one like a little over a third of the time. But if they can play cover one, which means they're dropping a safety down, they're going to max fit the run. They really like to get, every single body and every single gap against the runs, which you especially have to do against Nick Chubb. So they try to make it tough to run the ball on first down by playing cover one. If they can keep you a 3-yard or less gain on first down, they then play cover two 40% of the time on second down because they know that you're going to have to throw. And
they're
in
going to stay over the top.
Especially that, but not only that, but they like to get guys in the flats because like the number one route that people like to throw in second and long is either stick routes or speed outs to the flat. So they love to trap those with cover two, and that's how they get people into into third down is by max fitting the run on first down, playing cover two to take away the quick shit, in addition to having, obviously two safeties deep. But really they're betting that you're not going to throw deep middle on second and long. They're betting you're going to try the quick game, and then they get you to third down, which that's dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice for sure. Let's see how the Browns do on first down. It becomes sort of all important.
There it is. There's your tackle for loss.
Yeah. No, they're just going to match. That's Highsmith. Yeah, Highsmith, I really thought his breakout season was going to be last year. I was primed for it. A lot of people were primed for it. He had a good season, but progression is not linear. He continued to work throughout last year and throughout this offseason, and this season he's basically taking starters reps for them. He certainly is now that Watt's out, and he's being really productive. You saw it there. He's quick around the corner. Nick Chubb, not easy to bring down with one guy ever. Ooh! Did you catch that?
Did you see what they just played? Cover two on second and long. There we go.
Yeah, did you see what Stefanski pulled out to get the defensive lineman off him?
No.
He pulled both guards. Did
they run a fake counter? I actually didn't even see what the Browns ran. I was just looking at the defense.
No, it was definitely a straight screen. Hunt was on the outside, but they pulled both guards for run action because they knew they were getting the ball out quick, and defensive linemen are going to trigger run, and that's going to draw them in, and then you're going to throw to the outside, and they're going to have to basically play catch up to go get the screen.
Are they calling offsides there?
I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to hit the super chat real quick before it went. How nervous should I be about Justin Fields? I realize the Bears aren't playing tonight. A little bit is the answer. It's not panic time, but he needs to show some improvement within this offense. He's getting some chances. Some of it is offensive line based, but he also has had many times already in 2 games where he's held the ball too long. He's just flat out held the ball too long. He's had an opening and he hasn't hit it. And it's, again, tough for young quarterbacks to just take what's there sometimes. And Justin needs to take more of what's there in the quick game so he can set up those deeper shots. Oh, the first one wasn't bad. The second one was. Is that Ogunjobi?
I think it was. I couldn't tell if they ran a game because I saw Hayward on a contain rush, so I assumed they ran a looper inside. Yeah, oh, no, he was lined up at defensive end. Oh, that's interesting. So what do we got here? Yeah, they just ran a little fire zone there.
5. Yeah, it's 5.
Little 5-man fire zone. Backer. I think they did a 3-3 on the back.
Oh, but that second hit, and that's Highsmith again, 56.
Yeah, right into his
Ogunjobi got his legs, but sort of arm back, shoulder area. That's not going to feel good. Highsmith's not a small guy. So, a little bit worried about Justin Fields. It's not panic button time, but he needs to show some improvement on some sort of base quick game concepts. And, Larry Borum needs to not get bulldozed. Like, I just watched the All-22 of the Bears yesterday, so, pour one out for me on offense. And there were some good pass plays that Luke Getsy dialed up that got left on the field, not because Justin did something wrong or because the receiving concept wasn't good or there wasn't separation. They got all that. The receiving concept was good, little 2-man game on the right with kind of a pick deep and a little 12-yard out with Kmet. He was wide open. Borum got pushed straight back into Justin Fields, really never slowed the rusher down, and Justin had no chance. So the play was designed well. It's not Justin's fault. It's definitely not Kmet's fault. It's Borum's fault on this one because he got steamrolled. So there's some stuff there, but again, that team's got to come together. Passing game is all about timing, and You got to give the quarterback enough time. It wasn't happening. But even sometimes when he has had time, we got tipped.
Yeah. So no penalty for roughing the punter because the
Yeah, but he
Killebrew
didn't
got
even
his
hit
hand
him.
on.
His own
He
guy hit him.
ran. You know how refs are.
Yeah, but he like brushed him. His own guy hit him in the back of the thigh. Anyways, keep an eye on the Bears offense and how Justin progresses. But really, it's about quick game and structure. And strangely enough, that's something that Mitch has to get better as well, too.
Man, the
Great.
one time they run quarters on first down and the Steelers run into it. Oh, man, that's rough for the Browns. They almost never run quarters on first down, and that's exactly why.
Yeah, that's a punch in the nuts right there. That's you want to go light?
Yeah.
We'll go heavy. Yeah.
Great call by Matt Canada getting him there.
Yeah, and great job blocking it up. Did you see the guard come off? I think it was guard come off duo.
Yeah.
And
working
and
those.
pivot,
Oh, man, look at the cutoffs for Najee. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Nah, it's a great job by the guard inside. He basically touches on a duo block, which is two guys pressing one guy out of the hole, and he goes back across the gap. He knows Najee's coming right behind him. And instead of a lot of times you'll see guys scrape off duo blocks to the second level, go get a linebacker. Instead of doing that, he pivots and basically does a little cutback block, which then gives Najee the lane. So if you love offensive line play, you're going to see a lot of cool stuff in tonight's game from both teams. So it's a little bit of offensive line porn for viewers who appreciate it.
Graphic they're showing on screen. He's already had 417 touches. We're barely into his second year. It's crazy.
Nah, they're just going to mash him. That's
what they
Steelers'
do.
MO.
Man, all these wide receiver screens are not doing well tonight. These DBs
the Steelers
are flying
did it
down
the other way. Steelers tried to pull their offensive linemen to the opposite side. Browns tried to pull their offensive linemen to the same side. It's interesting. Oh, here's my guy. Well, our guys.
Our guy. Yeah, Pickens.
You guys. No. Our guys, both of them. Pickens on the Steelers side, but Emerson on the Browns side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Martin Emerson versus Pickens. So if you followed our draft coverage this last year, we talked about both of those guys extensively, and, that's why. Nice. Good ball.
Yep.
Oh, Najee, do better. He's got to take what he can get right there. He's got to turn into that guy and just shoulder him. He's bigger than him. He's going to pick up an extra couple of yards. Oh, it's Grant Delpit.
Yeah, who's not going to take it? Well, it's LSU versus Bama. You know that.
Yeah. Little grudge match.
Really nice job presenting quarters, and then when you present too high and you roll that weak side safety down. Ironically, I just posted about that on Twitter today. Saban calls it cover 6, and a lot of people think cover 6 is quarter half. Which at this point, people that are familiar with Sabanese just say quarter half, so they don't get confused about cover 6. But Saban, actually, I'll probably just do it here. So let's say 2 high safeties, right? And then
it begins again.
What happened?
He didn't make it.
Oh Christ!
Boswell cut it right.
Prime time in
Laces
Cleveland,
are good.
man. It's kind of windy there.
No, look at the wind.
Yeah, it is kind of windy there.
The flags are consistently that side, and he just didn't account for the wind. That's like playing golf and ended up in the weeds because it's gusting down the fairway, and you just didn't cut it.
So let's just pretend. All right, these are the 2 high safeties. Here's the offensive line. Here's the quarterback. Whatever. So you present quarters. This nickel is outside leveraged. He's pressed. This looks quarters all the way. If you rotate down, this safety down, Saban calls it cover 3. Actually, I have an eraser. What am I doing? So if you rotate him down and he goes to the post, Saban calls it cover 3. If you rotate the weak safety down and he's going deep, he's going to the post, he's going deep, and then, he's under, he's here in the hook. If you rotate the weak safety down, Saban calls it cover 6. So that's what the Browns just did, is they called in Sabanese cover 6. So when Najee came out to the flat, this safety was already squared up on him in space and just took him down in space. So nice little rotation there to cover 3 on third down after literally giving every possible signal that it was quarters. Because in quarters, that actually would have been a first down because there's nobody there, but...
Frank asks, are you listening to Alan Kirk at all? And if so, what do you think? Last week I was, because I was listening more than I was talking, because I sounded like a robot, and I had my wireless earbud inside my ear can and was listening to the game somewhat softly. I thought they're all right. Al might be a little bit past his prime. He is a classic. He's a solid setup man. I don't know that he's adding a whole lot. Kirk, I actually thought was doing a little bit better. I was worried about the pro games that I've heard Kirk do as opposed to the college games. He hasn't been as good. I think he was better in college. I thought he was pretty solid. He's doing good work. He's well prepared. He's working with, as he can. Oh, look at Amazon with the little golf, basically tee shot trail meter on the field goal. That's new.
I guarantee you they have an entire trailer dedicated to it.
It all works. I can't wait to see one on a Mahomes throw.
It's just out of the stadium.
Exactly. Oh, man. Yeah. Like any new team. I mean, Brett and I are an old team, but a new team at live streaming games. So we're still figuring out our shtick back and forth. So I have empathy for Al and Kirk. Oh boy. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. They're going to pack bodies down there.
Oh, for sure. This is one of the fun things about Steelers Browns is you're going to see a bunch of guys slamming into each other on the run. If you think there's too much passing and scoring in football, Browns Steelers is for you. Oh, it's a rough throw by Jacoby.
I know. You got to hit that.
Yeah, I mean, people will say, "Oh, Chubb's not a good receiving back." No, that ball is too far out in front of him. That's, even if he catches that, he's being led out of bounds. He probably maybe drags his feet and stays in bounds, but there's no chance for Yak. That ball was just too far to the backside. He needed to get him closer up to the boundary so he could turn and run with that thing.
All right, 3rd and 9. Almost guarantee we're going to get some sort of either pressure look or cover 2. Looks like they're bringing pressure.
Looks like one.
Yeah.
Unless they rotate.
They brought a fire zone, little 5-man. Oh, did they get that though? I don't know if Wallace tackled him in time.
I don't think so. Nah, Njoku rolled over.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah.
You should have a run play in the can right now to the personnel group. 1-word call, whether it's fucking blue or whatever.
Chubb.
1-word call.
Chubb. That's your 1-word call.
Gotta go. Don't let them get lined up.
Oh, it's Kareem Hunt though.
Okay, so their 1-word call was Jacoby.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, Jacoby's a big dude. And that's where you see it really is, he's going up against guys that are 250, 260, even, Wormley's more like 275, 285, and 290, something like that. And he's able to push through that. He is a big, strong dude. You were talking about that at the top of the broadcast, and he'd look at that. It's just power. Again, quarterbacks, don't skip leg day. Don't go all arms. That's just pure drive power from a big dude. So.
All right, 1st and 10.
Fresh play sheet. What's everybody think? I want to see what chat says about Brownie the Elf as the new midfield logo for the Browns.
Oh, there's the explosive from Chubb. Rack it up.
Look at him.
He's going to go all the way.
I needed that. He just ran right through Minka. His own guy tackled him.
I needed that so bad.
That was Donovan Peoples-Jones that kind of ran him over because he just didn't know what he was going to do. Man, just leave Chubb go. He doesn't need any help.
All right, did they pull that? Did they do like a...
Yeah, they did. They pulled the guard.
Yeah.
So is that Petonio? Yeah.
Greg Roman calls that sway, by the way. Power will hit in... At least I think he calls it sway. I'll have to check my playbook. Power is when it hits inside the tackle.
Look at the stab cut right here as he goes to the boundary. Oh, they cut it off just before that. Man, that right foot stab cut as he went to the boundary. He just used it again, but ended up getting tagged.
That dead leg,
on that
man.
One, he had Minka to the outside, and he used that stab cut. Minka had to turn, and then he wasn't able to get any power into the tackle. Classic use of leverage by Chubb to turn him to the inside, so he was basically kind of flailing and grabbing instead of, hitting with force, and he ran right through him. And Minka's a good tackler, so that's just Chubb manipulating his hips, making him turn, and then initiating contact while he's still turning instead of letting him square up and hit him. Yeah, Chubb is a masterclass. Oh, great ball. Touchdown Browns.
Who, DPJ? Oh, Amari? I'll take
No,
that too.
Coop. Yeah, this is Coop. This is inside slant. They just didn't get leverage. This was first read all the way. He saw it, and he did exactly what he should have. He just triggered it. He took it. He was like, nope, you're going to give me that leverage. I'll take it. He's cutting to the inside. Watch this. This is Edmonds, the safety. Cooper leverages him hard, runs the stem straight. Bop. Just quick turn, and he played off. You can't play that far off near the goal line. You're just giving him too much space.
The thing that makes Amari special is he never loses speed in or out of his breaks. Like he's like I liken him to like the Tron bikes. Like when he turns,
light cycle.
There is no deceleration. It is just I am planting and going. Everything is a speed cut for him, even stuff that's not a speed cut. Nothing's ever rounded. Right. His agility is just off the freaking charts. And honestly, I was reticent to say it, but like you and I saw the Cowboys offense live last week, and I saw them live again the week before that. They miss Amari a lot. They miss somebody who can just go line up and fucking separate.
Well, they missed their all-world receiving core of last year, right? Those guys left for the most part. CeeDee's the one that's still standing, and CeeDee's a good player, but it turns out that when you put everything in the world on CeeDee as a second-year player, he doesn't look as good as he does as part of a three-headed monster that's really difficult to cover.
Yeah.
At Gallup and Cooper and CeeDee, and what are you going to do against that? And then, your fourth is, guy that goes to Miami in free agency deal, and he too can play. So if you go four wide, like what the hell are you going to do? Your four is way better than our four. And now it's basically down to one with Gallup sort of still healing up from the injury and coming back. And they don't have the same effectiveness. Yes, the Dak injury is a huge factor in that, but Cooper played certainly better than he did coming in relief of Dak in the injury. He looked more prepared. He had time with the starters, and it showed. He was pretty sharp, and he drove them down at the end to win, and that's cool. But right now, the Cowboys offense is not the same because they cannot count on Zeke. They're getting good production out of Pollard, but they're getting short yardage stuff from Zeke. Basically, we're not seeing the kind of explosive runs we're still seeing out of Chubb here tonight. That's not what they're getting. The tight end game has been limited. Schultz went down with an injury. Seems like he's okay, but
Ferguson's still in his third game ever, and
right. And they just had that three-headed monster wide receiver plus Dak, and nobody could cover it. And they even had a good fourth option. So it was like this embarrassment of riches. And if you said from 1 year to the next year, you went from 4 to 1 at the beginning of the season, which is exactly what happened. They don't look the same, and there's a reason. You pulled 75% of that amazing all-world receiving core, and they're not there anymore. So
I don't know if you saw that on the TV. They showed Cleveland's averaging 8 yards a carry right now.
Yeah,
man,
it's they're going to get the ones where they get stuff, where the Steelers bring it, and that's cool. However, you're also going to get the ones where Chubb breaks a tackle and turns to safety, and he's going to pick up 22, 25. That's not a bug with Nick Chubb. It's a feature.
Do you think
he's going to get that every week.
Is a wide receiver 1 or high and wide receiver 2 right now?
Question.
We're talking about production here, and we're talking about what's on tape. We're not talking about traits. He has the traits to be a wide receiver 1. The production in the tape right now says that he was not ready to take over for Amari as wide receiver 1, and that he is a very good big slot, but so was Juju when AB was there.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit. Again, I'm not saying he can't be. I'm just saying right now he might not be.
Mitch with the change. He knew they were coming. Great job by Mitch. All right. That doesn't look like a huge play for Mitch Trubisky. Great job getting out of bad play.
Mm-hmm. Let's get yards.
He knew they were coming. He saw the blitz, pre-snap read, looked at alignment, said they're bringing 5. We've got something that's going into the teeth of that. I need to get something else. Dials up a short screen to the outside where he can throw over the blitzer's head, which is what you want to do. If there's a blitz coming from the right, you want to find your hot to the right. and he basically makes himself a hot to the right, and they end up with, +3 instead of -2 or 3. That's a little play by Trubisky. That's a good one. That's positive. Oh, look at the arm. Ah, man. Mitch with this receiving core, when he's good, Mitch is going to be so much fun to watch.
Yeah, how many minutes till he goes back to not being good Mitch, though?
I know that's good Mitch, though. That's a rollout, like a designed rollout, something that he's excellent at, can use those legs, the mobility, which he's always had, hits a dart to an open receiver. You look at that and you think, oh, that's amazing.
Okay, as a defensive coaches, when they drop that run fit from too high, your job as the weak side safety is to get the fuck downhill, fill the B gap.
Yep.
Like
Fill.
If you're coming, you got to come correct. You cannot let the running back get an extra 4 yards.
Oh,
did he get that? Oh shit!
Okay, great catch down the field. And again, this is Pickens, man.
Pickens, man.
He just came out and said, whatever.
Ooh.
George Pickens, everybody. I don't even want to talk over that. That's
Welcome to the
Pickens,
NFL.
Everybody.
Oh, my
God. Well,
God.
no. That's great coverage by Emerson. Emerson is chest to chest with his hand in the lane. There is no chance he gets that, because there's no chance that Pickens actually catches that, except he's George Pickens, and he does.
What are you supposed to do?
Nothing. You can't do anything. There's no way to defend that play. That's just George Pickens being Pickens. And people thought he was being egotistical when he came out. No, he plays the double move beautifully.
Oh my God. Emerson was
Emerson
right there.
Was perfect. He was textbook.
Yeah.
Oh, great run now by the Steelers, starting to gash him. I want to go back to the Pickens catch, though, because Myles Garrett had a beautiful rush off the right edge when they got that throwaway. And it happened that play was rolling right, so it was a few more steps, so he didn't make it. But go back, if you like all 22 film or you've got access to it, go back on that long Pickens catch. Everybody's going to go nuts about the Pickens catch, and they should. That was a ridiculous catch. There are multiple great plays being made on an NFL field by multiple players at any given time. Myles Garrett rush around the right edge. Absolute pass rush win. It just happened that play was rolling to the right, so he had 3 more steps to go. Couldn't hit the quarterback. If that had been a straight drop back pass, it never would have left Mitch's hand. He would have gotten blasted. So it's just games within games. The Steelers offensive line coach knows he got away with one there. He's like, glad we had that. Glad we had that little rollout dialed up, because otherwise Mitch would have been a stain on that one.
And this was why we said it on draft night in the draft live stream. We went the entire first round saying, oh, when's Pickens going to go?
Yeah.
When's Pickens Oh, okay. Seriously, though, when's Pickens going to go? And then we got to the middle of the second round. And we're like, what? Do we not know something?
Yeah. Well, it was health, right? That was the thing, is health, right? It's like, oh, do we not know something about his medicals? Was he not healed? Did it, everybody's seen him. We don't get to see all that stuff. So
I put him in the top 15 for a fucking reason, because he does that. He does that. You just can't teach that, man.
Yeah, when healthy, there's no question that he was one of the top 2 receivers in this draft. But it was the when healthy question, and we thought, well, maybe there's something we don't know about how he healed or any lingering long-term effects, something like that. We still don't know that. Like, durability is not determined in 3 games. Pickens could go on. I hope he has a long and healthy career, because I want to see a lot more of that, like hundreds of times. That is a great, great wide receiver going nuts. But there's nothing saying that the coin doesn't flip the other way, and that, Pickens spends a lot of time on IR and everybody goes, see, that's why we didn't pick him. And you don't know. The NFL is extremely fickle that way. I hope, again, that he stays healthy, because holy cow, like, you just saw that. Like, that's the reason.
I will say, though, as a Bears fan, thank God the Packers listened to their medical staff. I think we got away with one.
Can
you imagine that with Rodgers, though? Like,
no, thank you.
Jesus.
No, thank you. I have enough nightmares after Sunday night. And they're not even using their young wide receivers. They leveraged all the old guys. Did you notice that on Sunday? They had They had Dubs for like 2 touches. Watson was
Oh
on a milk
yeah,
carton
Aaron said
already.
no. If you don't
No,
have an
and
AARP membership, I don't want to play with you. Like
yep,
that's where he's at right now. No
yeah,
young
it
guys.
was it was very clear. He's like, I want the guys that know how to catch the football, get them out here, and I will win you the game. And he's that kind of guy. He can say that and back it up, and they did. Like Dubs had 2, 3 touches the entire game.
And they were
Watson,
screens. They weren't even
yeah,
down. They were both screens.
yep, faux show. So that is, if you follow Packers football, that is nothing new. That is everything old, as a matter of fact.
Are my Eagles that good, or
Oh,
was that a regular
look at
Monday Night Kurt
this.
game?
Oh, he called out of it again. He wants some space on the goal line for what? Did he get it? No, they're going to run it. They're going to run it. Najee's going to get it for
Yeah,
him.
there you go.
Wow.
Brett, it's
Okay,
time to
what?
point and laugh at Hawkeys while the Browns are still up.
Yeah.
They ain't up now. Well,
They
actually,
ain't
no,
up now.
flag. Did they call it back?
Eh,
I thought they were giving the
right.
offside signal.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, they're going to
Yeah.
decline that. That's touchdown.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So what Mitch did, he had it all packed in tight. It was a big set, two double tight end set. He looks at it. He realizes that the whichever play they had. Now he might have audibled out of that to this run, or it might have been this run, and he wanted a different set. He's got the autonomy at the line of scrimmage to say, I want to reduce some defenders in the box. I want to give Najee some more space to try and make a play. So he pops 2 of his receivers, or tight ends, but 2 of his receivers out, basically lightens up the box. Defenders have to go with those guys at the goal line again because there's no space. They got to be on them. So he basically lightens the box for the running back, same play or not. Najee makes a great play one-on-one. A running back's job is they get paid to beat one guy. Offensive coordinators will scheme up a play so that one guy is free. And it's the running back's job because the quarterback's not blocking, so the defense is going to have a numbers advantage. You got to beat the one guy. Najee beat the one guy at the goal line.
Yeah.
Throwing that Pickens catch again. Oh, my God. I feel bad for Emerson because he basically just got mossed.
What are you supposed to do, man?
No, nothing. I mean, he's holding him like that's not a normal NFL catch. Nobody makes that catch. He's laid out backwards doing it's basically like Willie Mays on steroids.
Great run from Najee, too. Stiff arm there,
Yeah,
stiff
no,
arm
this
there.
is the one right there.
Run through the safety. 43 is
John
having a
Johnson.
night tonight. And by that, I mean he's having a rough night.
Well, that's John Johnson.
Yeah, well, John Johnson's tackle rate is through the floor right now.
Yeah, he got blasted. He tried to take Najee up high, and that he's not good enough to do that. John Johnson, a noted talker, really enjoy his play. He was previously of the Rams. Speaking of your jersey, very solid football player.
What the hell kind of kickoff was
Whoa.
that?
Well, it bounced off him, and he's not going to get past the
It's like
20.
a
So.
line drive.
Yeah, he did, and he just didn't field it.
I have never seen that before.
That was like
that went like 10 feet off the turf and stayed 10 feet off the turf the entire time.
Yeah, they're bringing up the OBJ catch.
They
Look
just
at
have that dialed up at all times. I
Oh,
guess.
sure.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's the same
Pete
catch.
Carroll-
It's the same
Pete
catch.
Carroll made one like that today.
Yeah, I saw.
One-handers at 71. May we be so lucky.
Two things I love there as a Steelers fan: motion and no huddle. I know, shocker. They actually do that now. When you don't
Oof.
have a geriatric quarterback demanding that motion not be a part of his offense for whatever reason.
Oh, man. Who had the over-under on shots on Ben? I think we might have hit the under.
What have you thought about Cole Strange so far? I think he's been fantastic. He had a great game against Hayward last week. Cole Strange, very
He's kicking
freaky
ass.
prospect. Like
Yeah.
somebody who's that kind of athlete. Like obviously had to put a little bit of weight on, get a little bit more sand in the pants, but he's been fantastic so far, and I think he's in good hands there in New England. Oh, did he get out of bounds before he caught that? He might have. Yeah, they threw the flag on that. I think his feet were out of bounds. I think he was forced
Okay.
out and didn't reestablish.
It's possible. Marshall Langford, the bold stock to the killed Tyrod, gonna kill Herbert. Yeah, that was a very common joke about, hey, at least the Chargers are really good at giving pain relieving shots in the rib cage.
Somebody in
Say
chat
Herbert.
earlier actually asked, by the way, speaking of that, Marshall. Yeah, Amari did step out.
No, right there. Yep,
Uh,
twice. 3 times, 4 times. No,
Yeah, it's like
he's well
7
out.
steps out.
Yeah, yeah.
Marshall, somebody else, I can't remember if it was you or somebody else asked in the chat earlier if we have any experience with rib injuries in football and what the kind of pain management is. We don't. I don't have rib injuries experience with football, but we do have experience with rib injuries, and EJ's broken ribs multiple times.
Yeah,
And
on
the
both
short
sides.
short version is fucking sucks, like real bad, and it hurts a lot, and you
Yeah.
need all sorts of painkillers to not feel like you're dying. So
You got painkillers? That's not fair. I didn't get any
you got to get on
painkillers.
that premium NFL health plan, then you get
Oh
painkillers.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I didn't. I didn't get. Well, they probably asked if I wanted any, and I probably said no because I painkillers. I don't know. They're
give you the
great when you're
heebie-jeebies. Yeah,
when you're really screwed up. They're great. Like, hey, I don't want to do anything anyways. But if you're trying to do anything like real life stuff, like painkillers, at least for me, not super awesome. But no, I broke ribs on both sides, and I during the broadcast last week. You might not have heard it because of my robot voice, but I said, it might not be broken ribs, it might be torn cartilage, but they treat it the same way. And it turns
mm-hmm.
out the actual designation is fractured rib cartilage, which sounds like, hey, how does that work? So ribs are hung together by cartilage to make your rib cage as a sort of semi-sealed unit on the sides. And if you separate them hard enough, you basically tear the connective tissue in between them, which is the cartilage. And then your ribs do nasty things like run over each other because the cartilage, yeah, that part sucks horribly. I've had that. I had that on my last break on my left side. I separated a piece of the cartilage in between the broken ribs, and occasionally you like lean forward or cough the wrong way or whatever, and you feel the rib go gunk gunk, and you're just like, okay, that's terribly terrible, awful, terrible, awful. So if he's dealing with any of that, it's going to be difficult. We saw the throw he was able to make even with that injury, which is ungodly. We highlighted it in this week's pod. We actually put up a video clip of it because we ended up talking about it 3 or 4 times during the pod because it's one of the most ridiculous throws from the NFL in the last 3 years, and there's a lot of ridiculous throws every year. That throw, in terms of the throw itself, like just healthy or not, is nuts. And the fact that he did it with a shredded rib cage is the silliness
all-time
meter.
ridiculous. Yeah,
the silliness meter is just maxed there. So is he going to be able to play at a high level going forward? I don't know what his pain tolerance is. I imagine he's been an athlete all his life. He's been injured. He's definitely going to play. Like, people are like, he's going to play or not? I'm like, he played through it right after he did it, which really,
man,
really hurts.
Every time an edge rusher comes up, they're just
they're going to try and roll on him.
Forearm,
they're
right
going to try and roll on him. Everybody knows he's hurt, and that's a dangerous position to be in as an NFL player. And that's the part he's really going to have to sort of gut through.
Are we watching the NFL with Prime Vision? No, I have it on the normal one because our score bug is tied to the normal one. So,
yeah.
And we wanted to have a score bug up so you could see exactly where we were at, so that you guys could like sync up to it if you wanted to.
That's an interesting tackle.
From Devin Bush?
Yeah, it's like a reverse horse collar almost. He gets a hold of the front of Kareem Hunt's pads from what I could see and basically just sort of yanks him down that way, which is not a penalty, by the way.
No. Did either of you guys watch Zach Van Valkenburg from Iowa this offseason? I played against him in high school, and he just got signed to the Rams practice squad. I did not watch Zach Van Valkenburg personally.
I did, and if you played against him in high school, I'm sorry. That's a big dude. I'm sure he was a handful. We were just down in Texas, and one of the prep guys we were going to watch on Friday night, we didn't end up going to a high school game. One of the guys we were going to watch in a prep game in Austin is a Olympic gold medalist in weightlifting's kid.
Yep.
Mark Henry's kid is playing offensive line in Austin. He's only a junior, and he's just a massive human being. People are like, if you go to that game, watch for this guy. It's Mark Henry's kid. He's already
I think you'll be able to tell. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, that guy's a beast. He actually ended up playing with my friend's son in junior league ball, and he was a man child back then too. I was like, I'm not surprised. I've seen Mark Henry. Oh, look at Nick.
Are you ahead of me? What down are you on?
They're showing the replay at DPJ right now.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick Cross. They meant Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, which Nick? Oh,
Other Nick.
oh,
Little razzle
double reverse
to a
screen?
screen?
What? The flashiest 11-yard gain of all time. Oh,
Dude,
my God.
And Kareem Hunt finishing that, half of me is really happy that he did because it was a fun play. Half of me is like, that shouldn't be rewarded. Stupidity should be painful. That shouldn't work.
This is utterly hilarious, though.
They're
outnumbered 5-on-3. How did that get 9 yards?
Look at the middle defenders. Look at the two middle defenders that drop into high-low. They're like back and then forth and then back again. They're like, what are you doing?
They had +2 numbers advantage
on
what blockers. A great
ball.
That should have been 6.
Dude, look at the ball. This is when we were talking on the podcast about Jacoby Brissett making some aha throws. This is a big boy NFL throw. Like, it's open. It's not a tight window throw, but this is a big boy NFL throw to Amari Cooper on the deep comeback. Goes in, drives, and then it's basically an out. He curls it around a little bit, but that is a driven ball to the sideline, on time, on target, where Amari can get both feet in, and that ball was delivered with a lot.
Now he keeps his feet in?
Yeah.
On that one?
Yeah, well, you never know. Oh,
Chubb, Nick.
Chubb, get it? Nope.
Got 2 yards out of it.
You know what I love about that run from Nick Chubb is most running backs right there, when they get out to the right side, it's completely shut down. They're going to look back all the way to the left side. Chubb goes, nah, I'm just going to start driving right now. I know I'm not going to get a ton, but I'm going to get as much as I can. So right now he turns, and instead of trying to, rope in behind 55, he just goes, nope, I'm just going to start stacking bodies. I'm going to grab as many of them as I can and just drag them as far as I can. And I love that, because if you double that run back, you're typically losing yards.
Yeah. And Sutton was waiting for it too. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to give them what they came for.
Find a cure for $2, a peaceful Brett and Jared Cole interaction. Yeah, I know. It happens every now and then. Job breakers for $5. I went to school with Oregon running back Seven McGee. Seven McGee? Or Stephen McGee?
Well, it says 7, but
I'm just going to go with McGee.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
I haven't seen anything yet. I don't watch a lot of film early in the college season, and that surprises a lot of people. But the draft eligible pool changes so much with juniors declaring or redshirt sophomores declaring. Oh, great run. Super smart to just cut that back in. And again, take what you can get. Not trying. So many running backs, especially right now, are trying to bounce things outside, and it just doesn't work. And that is a great run by Kareem Hunt to just go, nope, I'll just keep shaving off inside. I'll just keep taking this tighter and tighter. I'm not going wide. I'm just going to cut and cut and cut and get what I can. And he ends up getting a good, solid gain out of that, which is why the Browns lead the league in rushing. They have 2 really great running backs, a super well-schooled offensive line, and they don't do a lot of stupid stuff. That screen notwithstanding, that's not a run play. In the running game. Oh, did he get it?
He did. Njoku went up and got it. Yep.
Wow. Njoku. Great play. A lot of people were really surprised or maybe questionable when the Browns re-signed Njoku, when they had Hooper and they let Hooper go. They had some young tight ends they thought were developing, and man, they paid Njoku a lot of money. He hasn't done a ton of this, but it's not because he can't. He shows right here. Favorite thing about that is the hip turn to the outside before the cut in.
Yep. Nice little stem out.
Yep.
Bend in.
The defensive back was waiting and just about
did he get it? No, he missed it.
Doink.
That wind is just playing hell with him here.
Game woes tonight. Yeah. Not surprising. But no, Njoku, when they show this on the replay, the DB is trying to drive that route on the corner, and Njoku's little hip flare to the outside gives him just enough pause. Half a hesitation to go, whoa, oh, what if he goes to the pylon? And it just half a step, and then he, turns to the inside like, the guy originally thought in terms of slant, and he's got just enough space to complete the catch. Really strong hands from Njoku. That's a hands catch. Goes up and gets a rifle from Jacoby Brissett. That's why they paid David Njoku. He hasn't done a lot of that. Doesn't mean he can't do it. And it's good to see that actually being turned over into points. It's return on investment for the Browns.
Brett and EJ, you should go to Penn State versus Ohio State in October. PSU always has
Oh,
athletic freaks. It'll be a better game than most people thought a few weeks ago.
oh,
Anytime PSU and OSU
yeah,
play, it's going to be a better game than people think. Like those two schools go at it, man. It's just
yeah, and it's two
athletes.
schools that recruit really well and
Yeah.
have athletes on athletes, right? Have 4 stars and 5 stars stacked on 4 stars and 5 stars, especially OSU. So, no, we'd love to. Just as a primer, we're trying to keep our travel somewhat limited in the middle part of the NFL season because obviously Brett blew it out at the beginning of the season.
I'm going to
Was on the
Miami in
road.
like 8 hours, so
Yeah, he was on the road for basically all of September. I was on the road for half of September, and it was still enough. Like
yeah.
travel is just one of those things where things stack. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to be in Buffalo for the October 30th game versus the Packers right before Halloween. So that's, it's almost a full month from now for me. It's only going to be 3 weeks for Brett because he chose to go to Miami. And then we're really kind of going to shut travel down for a bit because we know in January that we're going to be going to the Shrine Bowl. We're going to be going to the Super Bowl very likely this year. We're going to be on the road with some pro days after that. We know that we're going to be doing some travel, both sort of local on the West Coast and a little bit farther than that. So kind of want to hang our suitcases up for a little bit and let them air out.
Yeah, and plus I'm going to the Steelers game in like 2 weeks too, so I'm doing a lot of travel between.
Silly boy.
I think I'm traveling like
Silly boy.
literally 75% of the time in all the weeks leading up to Halloween. So
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's quite a lot. But
Yeah,
I'm getting crazy ass miles right now. So
Yeah, if this is about miles, you're kicking my ass for sure. But yeah, it's a long season. We don't want to blow ourselves out in September and then be completely worthless for the back half of the season when it really matters. If we get the chance to go to important games, whether it's college games or ideally, if we can do what we did in Texas and bundle a fun college game and an important pro game in the same weekend, that's bang for the buck.
yeah,
Doesn't always happen. We've talked about like going to a Panthers game and going to Clemson or, vice versa. Are you going to the University of Miami game?
I'm planning on going to Middle Tennessee State versus Miami on
Yeah,
Saturday,
yeah.
and then I'm going to Bills Dolphins on Sunday,
Right.
which
So
is a much more interesting game than people thought it was going to be
Well,
like 6 weeks ago.
oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Middle Tennessee State because we just did the same thing, Texas versus UTSA, and everybody said, "Oh, UTSA, it's not a big deal." Like UTSA had them on the ropes for the first half, no
Yeah,
joke. Like
yeah.
the Texas fans were very nervous. So if we can do doubles like that, it's great. We're still going to try and be judicious about where we go because it is a lot, and the pod comes out later, as you've seen for the first 2 weeks when we're trying to get things uploaded on, airplane Wi-Fi. Not going to work. The pod's a big file. We got to be either, at a hotel with high speed or at home to get that stuff going. And we really do want to bring the pod out Tuesday mornings. So we're going to try and focus on that. But, it's a balance. We won't get it perfect, but we'll learn.
Ooh,
Great cut.
nice first down run on 2nd and 2. Also interesting that on 2nd and 2 they went for a run instead of a shot play. That's typically where you expect a shot play, but
Yeah, if you have the early down where you get a bunch of yards, it does feel like a free play. I feel like they kind of tried to,
they're
hit
trying
him
to
off
outthink themselves there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think they
yeah.
tried to hit him off the front foot there. They were like, they think they're gonna jab. We're gonna throw uppercuts here. We're gonna try and catch them. And they got the first down.
Yeah,
But
yeah. All right.
all right.
Let's see here. Y off look. Maybe split zone here.
Run right would be my guess.
They
No,
fake
that's what they
split
fake.
zone.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Nice. Give me
how
those
about
yards.
the blitz pickup? That is all. You can say what you want about Trubisky and Deontay, and sure, go for it. Look at the blitz pickup in the middle. Didn't catch the number, but
I think it was the
watch
tight end.
this blitz pickup. No, it's Najee. Look at that. Najee just freed up Mitch, gave him a clear lane. Great blitz pickup by Najee Harris.
And then a nice little tough run right after.
Yeah,
This is probably the best game Najee's played all year so far.
running back in the NFL is an extremely tough position. And it's because you're not going to get on the field if you can't do what Najee just did. If you get your quarterback killed in pass pro,
You're
you're
out.
not getting carries.
Yeah.
You gotta, I don't care how gifted a runner you are, you gotta be able to protect your quarterback. And Najee just laid it on the line and gave Mitch a clear line of sight for what turned out to be an easy pitch and catch to an open Deontay. So you might look back at that play and say, oh, Mitch hit the open throw. Like, Mitch doesn't hit anything if Najee doesn't level that guy. That guy was coming.
Ooh, counter. Is he going to hit it outside? Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. And that's Jalen
fumble.
Warren.
Oh, God.
Oh, he gave it up.
Did he get it back?
Did they get it back? Oh,
Jesus. Deontay saved his ass there.
They got lucky. 4 Browns around the football, but as my old coach used to say, the ball ain't round. Jalen Warren gives it up, which is a bummer here. Gets hit in the hand. Doesn't have it pressed into his shoulder.
That should not force a paw should not force a fumble like that.
No, he's gonna hear about it.
Yeah.
Steelers running back coach is old school, and he's not gonna get away from that. He's probably gonna end up carrying the football around the facility this week.
Shot of the week nomination.
Oh, look at him spitting on his gloves. Look at him spitting on his
Chat
gloves.
saying we should do a shot of the week nomination for Najee. I agree.
For the block,
Yeah,
I agree.
100%.
100%.
That'll be in there.
Yep, for sure.
I imagine
Love
Derwin's going to win for
when
this
he's
week.
coming out. I also go to his old high school. Cool, Connor. I was a huge Togiai fan. I was higher on him than most people I know, including Brett. I might have been a little bit too high on him. I think his usage is appropriate, right? And he is a rotational guy that's going to be a down eater, and that is a hard role to fill in the highest league in the land. But Togiai does a pretty good job with it until he starts to develop some more of the impact that he had at Ohio State in terms of impact plays per snap, not just sort of doing his job or filling his role, but going a little bit above and beyond. He's not going to get extra time for now. So I think his usage is kind of appropriate, and I think he's an appropriate value pick for where he was picked and what he's doing in the NFL.
He's an Idaho kid, I think, right? And Connor, you can answer this in chat too. I think it's either Boise or Pocatello, I think.
Is that? Oh, yeah.
One of those.
Claypool. Chase Claypool. Look at this cut at the end. This is a just sort of want-it cut. I like this. He could have just coasted out of bounds, but he's a big enough wide receiver. He's got that aggressive mentality. One of the reasons I thought that he would have made a great tight end, but, I turned out to be stupid because he's a great wide receiver.
Man,
and he went
riding Najee in this first half.
Yeah, they're banging.
Yeah, that whole 420 touches thing is going up tonight. He might end up with like 700 touches in his first 2 years.
Yeah, what's the game temperature?
Hey, it was Pocatello. How about that?
There you go.
Oh, same high school Taysom Hill and his family went to. Interesting. Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Who was that? Is that Garrett? Nope. Was it?
After his fumble against Seattle, Jalen Warren had to carry the ball around the training camp facility 24/7. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be his upcoming week as well.
He's going to do it again for sure. Steelers are old school about that stuff. They're not going to pitch possessions on running backs giving up the football when they shouldn't. Who is that? 20? Oh, it's 28.
It's JOK. JOK's 28.
Uh-huh.
Yep. All right, Claypool in the slot. Are we feeling smash here to the field? Gonna be a tough throw.
No, they're cheating.
Oh, Mitch is taking it. Hey, and he got it.
Yeah,
good for you, Mitch.
You saw the Browns cheating on the Najee run to the left. Najee run to the left was my guess on that play, but the Steelers they counterpunched. They're like, okay, you think? Okay, cool. We'll play action fake to that side, but we got an athletic quarterback, so we're going to run it.
Did he go down, though?
Yes.
His knee was right there.
Is that knee on it? Well, he's crossed the plane there already.
Yeah, his left knee was like an inch off the turf.
Yeah, no, it's in a very athletic play by Mitch if he kept his knees off, because right there he's across.
That's really tough. I don't know if they're going to overturn it.
Well, they called it touchdown on the field, so
that's one of those where whatever they call on the field is what sticks.
Yeah, it's going to stay because they don't have enough to overturn it.
Yeah.
Pickens and Emerson going at it physically all night. 2 SEC guys that really
already don't like each other.
Yeah, they've got history. So, and they're both big physical guys. Neither one's going to back down. Um,
I'll tell you what, Mitch on pace to put up 28 plus in this game. It's pretty impressive.
well, I think Mitch with this offense, where they're more realistic about what Mitch should do in
Yeah.
terms of reads, especially
Yeah.
they are not forcing him to do what I would call full field deep three reads, right? And that's where you get rotating safeties on him and ask him to make that kind of complex read under pressure, you're going to get a result which is not favorable to you. He has shown that that is his Achilles heel. And they're keeping him out of those. So that's to their credit, right? Put your quarterback in a situation where he's going to, he should perform as well as he can, as opposed to, oh, we wish you were able to do this. So we're just going to keep throwing it at you and you're going to keep failing. And then we're going to say it's your fault. That's unfortunate. That's what's happened to him. Well, what happened to him in Chicago, quite frankly. Not necessarily in Buffalo. He didn't end up having to play a lot, but in Steelersville here so far, it seems like they're keeping that limited. He's getting basically what I would call two reads, and it's 2/3. Not necessarily half field reads, but basically 2 and out kind of reads.
Yeah, here's one, here's two, throw it away.
Right. Here's one, here's two. If not, if the back's open, do that. Other than that, run or go. Like throw it out or run. So it's like 2.5 reads, and they realize that that's about the limit. He is not a guy that's going to sit and scan 1, 2, 3, 4 and come back to 2. Like he's just not. So, keep him out of that.
I fell asleep. What did I miss? Who's going to win? You missed Najee getting 1 million touches. You missed Amari shredding people. Jacoby's had some nice throws. Mitch has had some nice plays. Defense has had some kind of inexplicable breakdowns on both sides, but it's been a very nice, competitive, back-and-forth game. Highly entertaining. More entertaining than I thought for a matchup of Jacoby Brissett versus Mitch Trubisky, but here we are.
Do we think Dante Scarnecchia will eventually go to Canton? He should.
He should. Yeah.
No cameos for me, but the Central CT team when they lost 16-0. Central Connecticut, 69-0 to Miami. Woo.
Jesus Christ. I do think Dante Scarnecchia should be a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest assistant coaches in the history of the sport. He was the architect of some of the best offensive lines of multiple generations. He was one of the sole reasons for the Patriots dynasty over the last, 20 years. Obviously, it's Tom and Bill, but the third one was Dante Scarnecchia. So, yeah, he should go to the Hall of Fame. Obviously, it'll take him a long time, but he should go, in my opinion. At minimum, he should be in Patriots Ring of Honor.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of, Vince Wilfork just went in today, which was awesome.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's great. I checked Twitter, and Pickens had a crazy good catch. Oh, yeah, and that. Great defense by Emerson. Ridiculous catch that there's no defense for by Pickens. Yeah, that one's going to – I bet that one gets nominated for NFL Catch of the Year. And easily. I know it's early, but it's going to be tough to top. That was a really special catch.
Dante might be a key reason for Brady's longevity. He is.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Oh, what the hell? EJ looks like he's drinking a can of motor oil. No, he is drinking a can of Oktoberfest lager from Silver City Brewing, which is great stuff. But he is drinking it in an aluminum-skinned R2-D2 koozie. So somebody got me this years ago from ThinkGeek, and I love it because, A, it gives you a better base and you're less likely to knock your beer over. So if we want to talk about stance and football, this gives your beer a much better stance. Plus, keeps it colder because it has foam on the inside and aluminum on the outside.
Can almost guarantee this is cover 2. Yeah, it's a Sim 2. Trusting Bush isolated
Njoku again.
Yeah, that's interesting. Interesting call there. Thinking Devin Bush can cover
Njoku. Brissett's been decent with tight ends in his history at all of his stops. He's not a guy that's avoided tight ends. There's certain quarterbacks that just do not throw to the tight end. And, Brissett's been decent, and now he's got Njoku, who's really good. Oh, he's going to get him again.
Yep. Cover 2 all day. Working underneath.
Look at this.
Yep.
That's what Njoku can do, and that's why I was so high on him when he was coming out in the draft, and really felt like he hasn't he just hasn't been able to sort of reach the heights I thought he was capable of. They just haven't used him that way. They haven't featured him. They brought in other tight ends above him. They've had a stacked tight end room almost the entire time he's been there, and now he's really the guy. They paid him.
Going cover 2 again? Jesus, it's the same call 3 times
Yep.
in a row.
And they're going to keep picking it apart to Njoku.
Oh,
Seam.
hell.
Yeah. So last one was chip and dip. This is literally just run out and stop, Dave.
Call literally anything else.
Yeah. And Njoku's
Okay,
getting
this is gonna be
tired.
cover
He's like,
3.
I used to get 1 catch a game. I'm getting like 4 a quarter now.
Yes.
What's this?
There's 3 seam, and they just run into it. Yeah.
Chubb just grinding through it again.
God, that's frustrating.
Maximizing. All right, I feel a Coleman tangent coming on.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, this is a slash tangent slash tantrum. It's both. It's a tantrum. Wait, that doesn't work.
All right, what about 2nd and 7? All right, cool.
Maybe cover the one guy. Yeah, Alex, that's it. That's the key to NFL football. Maybe cover the one guy that keeps catching it. Oh, man. Oh. Nice fade out to the ads. Picture of Joan Jett in the Hall of Fame. Love that. Instead of Freiermuth. I don't know. Yeah, Freiermuth's, he's had some targets. He had some high-profile ones last week.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's your little Coleman tangent on why you don't call cover 2 fucking 3 times in a row. Okay.
All right, take it away.
So they're in no huddle. Cover 2. He's out. He's out. He's in the flat. He's in the hook. He's in the flat. He's in the hook. So if he's here, he's there. If he's here, he's there. These guys are covering deep half. They are not helping in the middle. Boom. Okay. You all know what cover 2 is. What Jacoby did 3 times in a row was say, okay, if they're all flaring out, you got 2 safeties in the deep half, they're trapping the flats, they're in the hooks, because let's say you're getting Chubb out here or whatever, and he's coming here and he's coming there. You still have a one-on-one in cover 2. Where's your one-on-one? This fucking guy right here with this fucking guy right here. So what do? You run a little return route. Patriots won championships off this. You run a little return route. He's going to wall it. And then you just pivot and come back out. Free reception. Turn up the field. I'm David Njoku. I'm going to go get yards. 3 times in a row, they stayed in cover 2. After the second time, I don't know, call something else. Call literally anything. Call cover 1. And just fucking do a fiddle call on the tight end because you know that he's just going to work against leverage and Jacoby's going to wait for him to work against leverage because this is your only one-on-one in the entire fucking field in cover 2 and he's going to work that. I don't know. I'm not a defensive coordinator, but
thank God.
Don't give him
you
3
don't
yards.
Win 4 out of 5.
Like, I get like a lot of these coaches know more in their pinky than I do, but even I, before the snap was even called, says, "Oh, it's cover 2." Okay, it's cover 2 again. Okay, it's cover 2 again. Like, if I can do it, you don't think a pro quarterback can do it?
Here's the thing, right? Is that NFL teams sometimes we talked about it a little bit earlier with the Steelers, and they've had both pros and cons in the first half with sort of overthinking themselves, getting ahead of themselves on the touchdown that Mitch got. They thought ahead of themselves the right way. They're like, okay, you're anticipating run left. We're going to go play action, run left, and then we're going to do the keeper because Mitch has got enough wheels to get in there. So that was a case of them winning. In the case of this defense, like they weren't thinking enough. They were behind. They were being reactive. They were not dictating. And at some point, NFL offenses are going to do a thing to you. And if you don't stop it, they're going to do the thing again until you do.
Yep.
Like they might disguise it. They might turn it up a different way. But if you can't stop run up the middle, they're going to bring you every run up the middle they have until you do. Like they're not going to get creative. They're just going to keep hammering on you. And if you can't stop the fade to the outside, they're going to throw the fade until you double it up, bracket it, foul the guy, do whatever, right? And, that was just Stefanski and co going, all right, like we'll just take it. You're gonna give it to
Well,
us. We'll just keep taking it.
on that topic, Marshall said, "Is that what Brady told Gronk to do for 6 years?" No, what Brady told Gronk to do was to run this seam route. He told Edelman and Welker to run this on the mic because it's free money. If you're an empty and you're getting a linebacker matching number 3 inside, it's literally free fucking money. Like the number 1 read was throw the option off the mic. But Gronk was always the one running the seam. So if it was single high or whatever, he's running this seam to the boundary and you try to hold this corner. If it's too high, he might sit it down or like whatever the game plan called for that week. But
Yeah, but you get Edelman against a linebacker.
it's free.
That's stealing.
It's free.
Yeah, that's stealing. So you got stealing underneath, and if Gronk gets free, you got a big play. So it's like, 1A and 1B. I'll take the free money all the time because I'm smart enough to do it. But if I get one-on-one with leverage and one of the greatest tight ends in the NFL ever, yeah, I'm going to throw that ball, and he's going to catch it 7 out of 10 times, and we're going to profit.
Convince me the Eagles aren't the best NFC team.
No. No, I won't convince you of that.
I'm not ready to say that they're not the best
Yeah.
NFC team, to be honest. They
If you
look
watched
really
our-
good.
Yeah, if you watched our predictions episode, we both think the Eagles are going to be really good this year, and they're proving it early. I hope they run it out to a big lead.
Yeah.
I hope they push hard in the early season and really step on some people, and make it so that they can, have their choice at the back end of the season about whether they want to play starters in the last week. I would love to see that. I would love to see that Eagles team that was assembled with a whole bunch of talent dominate early on.
Great use of motion to get them to tip their hand that it's man. Then you run the shallow across out of the bunch.
Crosser and a good tackle. I'll give
Yeah.
a good tackle, but again, Cleveland's going to take what you give them, and if you give them a crosser and man, like Brissett's good enough to hit that.
Great drive from Jacoby.
I agree.
2.5-minute drill. Just keep getting the ball down the field. Take what they're giving you. You got time. 2.5 minutes is a long time in the NFL, especially when you have timeouts. Steelers defense is not going to play tricks on you. That's not what they do. They out-talent you, but without their best player on the field, it's kind of tough for them to do.
I'm going to go back to the all-22 on that.
Did he have somebody?
Maybe. He took easy money, which is the right call. Again, I
Mark
like
it down.
what he's doing.
Quarter 2, 40 seconds left. We'll mark that down.
But, yeah, if he waits a second, I think a guy clears at the next level. It was almost like Sale, right, against man. He had another level behind him cutting the same way, and it looked like he was about ready to pop out of the mess and be wide open about 12 yards deeper.
4th and 2. What's your call here? Looks like they're in some kind of
Well, they got almost a diamond to the left.
Pressure
It's not
look?
diamond.
I can't quite
It's
tell.
basically
what they're in.
stacked.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
they brought
they're
a sim.
clearing. It didn't work.
Nice.
Oh, nice to take it underneath. No, they tried to clear for Njoku, and the Steelers passed it off correctly. They ran 2 guys up and tried to run Njoku behind him out to the left, and they passed it off and had a guy there, so the flat would have been a tough throw. But Brissett came off that and just chucked it across the middle.
Good ball. Good ball.
Yeah, good ball. He jumped to throw it, but, all right, if you complete it. Wow, great route from Amari, too. That's not the way that's drawn up, boys and girls. That route is not drawn up the way Amari just ran it. He ran it because he got bumped and he had space and he had to come back to the ball. So it's almost like a little shepherd's hook route where he goes out a little bit too far, comes back, and then curls in across the middle. Like, that's just savvy from a veteran going, I got to stay at the sticks. I got to get around this guy. If I'm not there, he can't throw it to me. So I'm going to do what I need to do. It almost reminds me of an offensive lineman going, I know my coach says I should do this way, but overall I got to stop this guy or he's going to run my quarterback over. And if I stop him, my coach is going to be cool with it. And he's going to go, I told you to do that a different way. And you're going to be like, coach, I kept him from getting killed. And you're both going to just kind of nod and shake hands and go, okay, that was Amari.
We'll reconvene on Tuesday.
Right. We'll try this again. Maybe you can stop in the right way next week, but good job. And that's what the wide receiver coach of the Browns is going to say to Amari right there is, hey, you got it done. Like, you managed to make that work. And that's his job on that play is make it work. Doesn't have to be pretty.
Riker Gaming for $2. Thank you, sir. What's wrong with Joe Burrow and the Bengals? Whole bunch when it comes to pass protection. Lyle Collins has played like shit. Jonah's played like shit. Joe has run himself into several sacks, which was an issue last year. I did a film room episode on it. He took the blame for a lot of those sacks because he does hold the ball, and he does run himself into pressure because he's a tough kid. He wants to hit homers. I get it, but their pressure rate now is just as bad, if not worse, than it was last year. Even though theoretically on paper their offensive line is better because the tackles are not playing up to their capability. Well, Jonah gave up a shitload of sacks last year. Lyell is not playing up to his capability. And Joe is still running himself into sacks. Jamar's still good. T's still good. Hayden Hurst might be an upgrade over Uzama. Mixon's still doing his thing, but pass protection continues to be the issue for a variety of reasons. And quite frankly, I think Zach Taylor needs to step in and give these tackles help. And I know Joe wants 5 out in the route. He's going to have to sit there and say,
no, he doesn't.
You get 4 and you get 3. We're running 989. We're running Jamar on this side, T on this side, and Tyler in the middle seam. And we're going back to doing 6 and 7 man protections because right now this offensive line, even though they spent a lot of money on it, is not holding up.
No, he doesn't. He does not want. Actually, in the Dallas game, Joe's on film walking away from the sideline after drinking out of his water bottle, and he says to Zach, "No, empty.
Yeah,
don't call empty. Don't do it." And so yes, the offensive line. I don't disagree with anything you said about that. That is all true. What's exacerbating that is they are not calling short routes.
Mm-hmm.
They are calling long developing routes, and the protection sucks. You have to have one or the other. You either have to, like you said, pack additional protection in there and keep some of those long routes, but you got to give a guy a place to go that happens quicker than 2.5 seconds. And the minimum route development right now for everything the Bengals run is 2.5 seconds. There's nothing short. We saw it in Dallas. There was nobody in that intermediate 10-yard area. Everything's long. And Burrow wants to hang in and hit it, but if you don't have protection and you're going 5-man and they're getting beat, he has to play hero ball, which is what Ben Solak said. He has to play hero ball. He has to step up, duck a sack, and then do what he does and throw a long ball. They got so used to that last year that they're just like, all right, and they're not adjusting. They're not going, hey, we got to give you 2 short outs and then a 2-man game deep, whether it's post streak, whatever. We can't have 4 guys at 12-yard route depths. We can't.
Can't do it.
Protection doesn't match up. So it's this piece where a team has to play together. Protection has to support the routes. And right now, those two aren't meshing. They both need to kind of come to the middle. A little bit more protection, few shorter routes, make it so Joe doesn't have to sort of carry him on their back every down. And they'll get back to it. They still have a ton of talent. But right now, they're basically making it so they can't use what they do best.
Ooh, Mitch, good ball. By the way, Steelers got the ball back because Amari actually bobbled that 4th down. So Steelers got the ball back. They're marching. They might actually get in field goal range here.
Official review. Good ball by Mitch to get it. They got a timeout. How much depth does he get here?
Look at that. For $2. Who's your first pick for the first coach fired? Is it Hackett? It's not Hackett. First coach will probably be Rule if I had to be a betting man.
Yeah,
if they don't fix it. But there's no way they fire Hackett first.
They just brought Hackett in. They'll give him at least a year, and even if they fired him after the year, it would be an upset. So, interesting protection on that long throw for Mitch. They started out with 7, and the right tight end stayed in and just blocked. The left tight end chipped and went out, which again is back to that. You might say, oh, well, how should the Bengals do that? Back to our previous conversation. They should do it like that.
Yep.
Have one chip, and then, hey, you've got a guy at 2.5 yards. You could throw it quick if, some other part of your offensive line broke down. But they're not doing that. They're just running everybody deep. Well, they're actually not even keeping them in.
Deontay's calling for a flag.
Yeah, Denzel got him pretty good.
Oh, no, Mitch is hurt.
Oh, that's not oh, no.
I mean, it is.
I don't want to see anybody hurt.
It is.
I don't want to see anybody hurt, but you and I both talked about this eventuality, and if Pickens is playing like this and Kenny Pickett comes out and starts in the second half, there'll be some exciting times coming.
I think he's staying on the field.
He is. He looked like he was walking it off, which is what we want to see. No, but we're not voting for anybody to get hurt here.
Let's see here. 12 seconds left. Just outside of field goal range.
Yeah, he
No
basically
timeouts.
needs to get a first down.
Throw to the sideline. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
oh! Somebody right. I think I hit Sherm or Tony right in the shin.
yeah. No, that's a Mitch ball, way out of bounds, like
Okay, so 6 seconds
several yards out of
left,
bounds.
outside of makeable field goal range. I'm feeling
Yeah,
Hail,
and
Hail Mary. Hail Mary.
Boswell already shanked one, so
Yeah.
um, get those big receivers lined up on one side and see if you can go beat somebody.
So
Get
with 12
Claypool and
seconds,
Pickens.
if you had if they were playing sideline defense, which they were, in 12 seconds,
Right.
and you have a quick thing dialed up, theoretically you might be able to get a little spike there, but maybe
Theoretically,
they might not have trusted their operational ability to do that.
you know what theoretically is.
Do I want to know what theoretically is?
You might not.
Next week, Dolphins Bengals. That'd be a good one, especially since we just watched the Bengals game live, and I'm just about to see a Dolphins game live. So
great question. If the Bengals miss the playoff, is Zach Taylor safe? Yeah, I believe he is. I believe they're going to
Probably.
give him some rope because he made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
As an incredibly young coach, a year ahead of when he should. I don't. There's some high risk leverage in firing him, and the Bengals are somewhat risk averse, especially
Dude,
money.
They gave Marvin
risk-averse.
Lewis like 20 years.
Yeah, and the Bengals don't like spending money they don't have to.
Yeah.
They're not cheap, but if they've got a coach that took them to a Super Bowl a year ago, no, they're not gonna fire him for not going back.
Look at this sideline defense. They don't give a shit about the middle of the field.
No, they know that there's no shot except for the deep one. What? What are you doing at 0 seconds, Mitch?
He might have thought there was still one on the clock.
Doesn't matter. That's a terrible throw.
You got to throw it away earlier if you think you're not getting.
No, you just got to go. Like, get that ball to the end zone. Like, why do this? Like, everything you did, every play that you risked up to that point to get down there and all the hits the guys took, like, it's for nothing if you pull it that way. I mean, you're basically saying, I don't respect that. Like, I'm gonna waste that once we get down there. We're just gonna kind of, pull up the cap gun and go.
If you're gonna throw it away earlier.
Yeah, throw it away earlier or throw it deep. Like,
give
one of the two.
Another shot at least,
Yeah, don't just chuck it to the sideline. Like,
Does Jalen Hurts extend the usual 2-year window to 3? I think it really depends on the organization. It really does depend on the organization. It depends on the coaching staff. Like, Jalen Hurts is a very talented kid, so he's pretty easy to bet on. But what?
I just lost your audio, pal.
My audio? Or my video?
Your audio just cut for me.
Really? Hold on. It says chat. Let me know if you can still hear me. Okay, so the audio is still there, but just lost the video.
I don't know about anybody else. Oh, his audio's fine, but his video's gone. We can hear him. Audio, but no video. I'm the other way. I lost his video, but I don't have his audio. Huh.
I have an idea.
That's interesting. Oh, well, it's all screwy. Can't hear you, can't see you. That's the way. I mean, I can't hear him or see him on the live stream. I can hear you and see you in the Google Meet, Brett, but no, I can't actually either. I got nothing. Upgrade your fans. He's in Southern California. It's hot. He needs big fans, man. He's got a whole house fan. He's got central air.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you back now.
Oh. There we go. Side camera.
Oh. Okay. Now that's funny. Now you're me on the YouTube stream.
Hold on, try something.
All right. I've got him in the Google Meets. I can see and hear him now. I see that nobody can see him on the YouTube stream. He's going back and forth between the alternate camera we have set up. Yes, this is a very complicated production. Lots of echo. Now we got double audio. All right, I'm just going to shut up for a second. Brett is taking over. No one is safe. Yes, well, that's true. That's true. All right, we're just gonna give Brett has doubled audio. You're getting your echo audio again there, pal.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you out of the meat, and I heard you off your phone that time. Or no, I heard you off
No, I
the
switched my
main
mic,
cam.
but I
Yeah,
think.
no, I've got
But
you
can
main cam.
chat still hear me? That's the question. Because if you can hear me and chat can hear me, I think we're good.
Okay. Somebody just made a Max Headroom joke in chat, which is before you were born, so I know how old they are.
So I
Lucky
figured
it's
out,
half.
EJ. I figured out on our little side chat. The problem was the audio that you were hearing was coming out of my camera, which shut off because it overheated. Hence, you lost everything. But my actual mic is going into OBS, so chat can still hear me there.
All
But
right,
it's
so
fine.
they can hear you, and as soon as your finicky camera, which is the same as my finicky camera, it's just that I live in the Northwest and I'm hanging out in a basement, so it's nice and cold. Uh, we had this problem during the draft live stream. If you were with us for the draft live stream, we had two cameras. We had both of our cameras at Brett's house, and we had to alternate them because one would go about an hour, hour and a half, and it would just pop and it would just turn off. And then we had to switch feeds and get to the cool camera and run that for an hour and a half until it heated up and popped and then switch back. It was a real pain in the butt. But as soon as I got home from the draft, we didn't have this problem. Neither of our cameras overheated for quite some time. What's the temperature down there?
Hot as fuck because
Hot as
it's
balls?
California in September.
Yeah, I think it barely made 70 here today, and it was in the 50s this morning. So it's beautiful fall weather. I love it, but I don't think there's much chance of my camera overheating down here. He says, knock, knock on this fake wood to keep that from happening.
Well, I'm going to use the opportunity to check in on our slip, which I'm
You should do
actually
that.
on pace mostly to
Hey, for
hit.
4 out of 5.
I know, my typical 4 out of 5, where I'm like lucky but not really. Chubb, I'm on pace to hit the over of 89.5 total yards. I think a couple more good runs and I should be good there. Amari, I just need 11 yards from Amari in the second half and I'm good to go there. Jacoby, I need about 50 yards in the second half. Should be good to go there.
Should be good to go. He's been playing great.
Deontay, I need 7 yards. Or no, 8 yards. That should be. That's like one catch for Deontay. So it can be one more catch for Deontay, and I'm fine. And then Pat Fryermuth is lagging behind a little bit. I need 36 yards in the second half from him, but that's not completely unheard of for Fryermuth. So
Honestly, he could get that in one go. Like
he
he's
could.
capable on a seam route to pick you up, 28, 30 yards and one other catch and you win it. Super chat from Spud. Can we start calling Miles Jack Samurai Jack? I want this to be a thing. I too want this to be a thing, Spud. That would be amazing. Love from Idaho. Stephen A's got nothing on us. That we knew before the broadcast, but I appreciate the affirmation. Where in Idaho? You can tell us in the chat. Idaho is a state I have a lot of appreciation for in many ways. It's
Well, it
a
is right next to
physically
you.
beautiful state. Yeah.
Let's see
I
what's
didn't like
there.
Idaho as a kid because I only went to Southern Idaho. And I have family connections to Southern Idaho, and Southern Idaho is rolling brown hills. It looks very much like where my family's from in Eastern Washington, as well. And I didn't like it very much. And then as a young adult, when I was a guide, I spent time in the middle of Idaho, Central Idaho, Sawtooth Range, Locksaw River, a beautiful, beautiful place. Ponderay. Love it there.
I kind of want to go for the second half. Go under on both of these.
Oh, yeah, you're making your second half slip. Somebody says Coeur d'Alene is a very cool name for a city. It's also a beautiful place to be, Paul. If you ever get a chance to go hang out in Coeur d'Alene, get a place on the lake, which is easy to do. Lots of, Airbnbs and VRBOs right on the lake. Cool little town center. But you can swim in the lake in the summer. It's clear, right on the edge of the mountains. Coeur d'Alene is gorgeous, gorgeous place.
Najee 30. I'm gonna go over Najee 30.5 second half. Receiving. I'm gonna go. Oh man, that Fryermuth one might fuck me. That one feels like a trap. 100% feels like a trap.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
Spud,
over
Boise.
for Njoku.
Okay.
I'm gonna go less for Fryermuth so that no matter what, I'm good. Let's see, fantasy score.
Oh, look at you. You're navigating the old Prize Picks interface like a pro. You're hitting it after a couple of weeks. Look at how quick you're back and forth between that stuff.
Boswell over 3.5. This
Yeah.
feels fair for a second half slate. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go like $10. If I do $10, it's 10x if I hit all five, so I can get $100 out of it. And if I hit
Yeah, Boswell's the one
four,
I'm worried about. He's already shanked one. So, I hope he comes back. He's a very reliable kicker, but
yeah, I'm gonna
so
go with
far
that.
we've seen both kickers miss. It's windy in Cleveland tonight, not surprising. Not not easy. Just in the sideline cut they've got right now, you can see the wind picking up. Um, so
I feel better about my game long one than my second half one, but I feel like I can't miss both. I feel like I'll at least hit one of them.
you're going to get 4 out of 5 on both. You know that's how this works.
Yeah, but that still wins me money, so I'm okay
And
with it.
totally, you're ahead.
Inch
And
by inch, I'll
yeah,
afford a
no,
steak by
huge
the end of the year.
thanks to all the folks at Prize Picks. Them supporting what we do in this way has allowed us to do this. This is, of course, our second piece of content every week now. We couldn't do this without them and without all of you, because frankly, they believe in you more than they believe in us. They believe in us because of all of you and all your support over the summer and our increase in subscriber growth on YouTube and everything else. No one, them included, would have been willing to do this without all of you. So huge thanks to you. Huge thanks to Prize Picks. It's going to be a fun season. We're gonna have a ton of fun with it. Paxman asked, "Would you all quit YouTube for the Monday Night Football broadcast job?"
Yeah, you know how much money they make. Jesus.
More money than God. We could do it for a couple of years and do whatever we wanted after that. But no, it would be fun. It would be a huge challenge. We wouldn't be able to do as much. Certainly we couldn't bring you the other kinds of content that we do weekly with the Monday Night Football job. We would still probably be able to do the draft coverage we do because obviously Monday Night Football is not going. So that would sort of dovetail nicely. I don't know. I'd consider it. Have them ask, they know where to find us.
Okay, we're back. Camera's
Oh, you
camera's
got a
good to
camera?
go.
Look at you.
Camera's good to go.
All right. I'm going to take this opportunity while we still don't have football on to go refresh my beverage, say hi to my dogs since I'm soloing tonight. And they're probably wondering what the hell happened to me. And then I'll be back for second half kickoff.
All right. I'm going to answer
All
some
right.
super chats. Ryan, seen film on free agent, wide receiver Andrew Jamil, college teammate, best D2 slot, wide receiver ever. T.O. says so. We also played Deontay Hardy of the Saint. Oh, man. That must have been rough to play against him. He's so freaking shifty and fast. I have not seen film on Andrew Jamil, but I will look him up after this broadcast because I'm curious. I have a soft spot for D2 slots, so I'm all about it. Let's see, were there any other super chats I missed further up? Who should trade for Galladay before the trade deadline? Nobody, to be perfectly honest. Nobody. Does Jalen Hurts extend the usual 2-year window to 3? I want to finish answering that. Not necessarily. I think a lot of these quarterbacks that develop, remember, Josh Allen was a third-year guy too, and their development is not exactly normal, at least not by today's standards. Mostly you want to see it by year 2. They just happen to have an organization that was really committed to building the roster the slow way, the right way, which is investing in the trenches, not trying to bite it all or get it all in one bite. They had a multi-year plan and they stuck to it. Most organizations, the owners are not patient enough to let them do a 3 to 4 year plan. So I think that most quarterbacks are, A, not given the opportunity to develop, and B, they're not given the right tools to develop over a 3-year period because the offensive lines are not built correctly, i.e. through the draft. They're not... Anytime there's like a receiver that's on the trade market for a first-round pick, the Bills got Stephon Diggs that way. The Eagles got A.J. Brown that way. They accumulated draft assets and built everything the correct way, which takes longer to do. And most organizations just don't do that. So I wouldn't say that Hurts extends the usual 2-year window to 3. I just think they happen to play for organizations that were willing to build that willing to build up that quarterback over a 3-year period where most organizations are not. Find a cure for $5. First pick in a fantasy league. Who would you pick with random Twitter options? Taylor Kyles, Ben Baldwin, Eric Galko, or Tom. Oh, man. All of them are my friends. That's really hard. Taylor's awesome. If I'm trying to do anything Patriots related, it would be Taylor for sure. Ben's great with numbers. I'm a film major and know shit all about math. Eric is one of the best people in the business, period. Very good friend of mine, great guy, love getting drinks with him, great person. And then Tom, I mean, Grassi Posse. If I have the Grassi Posse behind me, that's a force multiplier. So I'm gonna go. I think I will go Grassi just because the Grassi Posse, because it's picking one guy, but I'm getting like 300,000. So I'd say, bang for your buck. I'll go with Tom. Chargers defense for real. Sneak peek of film room. The film room's actually on the Chargers offense. In particular, it's on Justin Herbert's crazy ass throw against the Chiefs, as well as how the roster isn't all the way built yet to maximize what he does well, but they're pretty close. It's still a good offense. It's just not a complete offense. So that should be coming out either tomorrow or the day after. And it's got a nice little fun title and thumbnail that I think you guys will appreciate. The Jalen Hurts dilemma, especially in relation to 2021 quarterbacks. Yeah, because not everybody expects people to take a big third-year leap like Hurts did. But also keep in mind, Hurts has gotten better every single year for like 7 consecutive years. So I guess I could have seen his development coming because he always gets better every year. But again, he is abnormal. All right, nice little bubble screen to start off the second half to Deontay. Now I need 7 yards, not 8, and I'll hit on that one. If the Bengals miss the play, we already answered that one. Answered Galladay. Let's see here. Oh, we got the fucking bots came back while I was answering super chats. Jesus. All right, here we go. 2nd and 9. Rotating down to cover 3. Ooh, George has got to catch that off the hands. Nice little sprint out comeback. Classic call against cover 3. Brett put an extra $10 down for me. I appreciate that, Joel. I appreciate that. You're funding my proclivity to hit 4 out of 5. I appreciate you, man. Christian Nagel for $20. Appreciate you guys saving me from the Amazon broadcast. I still have not heard a single word of the Amazon broadcast, so I personally don't know what it's like. If you guys have listened to it before, please let me know, because I don't think I'll get to experience it at all this season. Oh, Mitch. Nice ball. Nice ball. Good job kind of dipping his shoulder, avoiding pressure, stepping up, finding Claypool coming across in the crossing route late. Really nice ball to finish it. That's what you want. Just get first downs. Get out of your own territory. He did kind of drift a little bit like what EJ was talking about at the top of the show, but he did get out of it. Okay, it's probably a good thing Deontay dropped that one. He was going to get smoked by Denzel Ward. Jared for $5. The real question is which of y'all would be the play-by-play guy and who would be the color guy. Also, if you like D2 wide receivers, check out Xavier Wade from Ferris State. I actually have checked out Xavier Wade. He's fun. I like him. I really like him. He's definitely got NFL talent. 100%. I think who was that told me? I think it was Galko that actually told me about him. Now that I think about it. When I first watched him, because it's hard to get Ferris State tape, but Galko has it because he's Galko. But yeah, he's fun. I like him. Marshall for $2. Let's make EJ the Joe Buck. Give him an October baseball beard. Oh, it's funny.
Let's not do that. Got a lot of respect for Joe Buck, but I don't think you'd like my Joe Buck October baseball beard. It'd be gross.
Oh God. Amazon Prime sent the bots to sabotage the stream. Oh, Gunnar Olszewski sighting.
I see it. I see it.
Brett, where does Claypool rank among wide receiver twos? Is he the wide receiver 2 on this team? I'm not sure he is. That's my response to that.
Yeah, I would. He's down the list. Great physical potential, but what in the world are they doing with Olszewski? They just got him jitterbugging all over the place, hoping he'll pull somebody. And that's just Najee straight up. So it's funny that on defense, they're not about playing games, but on offense, they're doing shit like that. Oh, look out. Yeah, no, Browns have had quite a bit enough of that. They're going to get it, but
that's
Browns will
240 pounds of anger coming right at you, man.
Yeah, but Browns will take that all night. You want to get 2 and 3 yard grinding ground gains on them. You can have that. You're not going to keep up.
12 for 52, so that averages out to 5.1, I think. It's nice, solid night for Najee so far. I played with Xavier Wade my freshman year. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, so you know him well then. Nice to get a little Fair State chat on a Thursday night.
Did you get to Christian saying that he appreciated us saving him from the Amazon broadcast?
I did. Okay. I personally have not experienced the
back.
Amazon broadcast, but I've obviously listened to a lot of Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit over the years, so I assume it's good.
Yeah, I assume it's all right.
Start, bench, cunt. That's not the word. Start.
This
cut,
is why we don't have
bench.
the Monday. This is why we don't have the Monday Night Football job right here. Like that, we're not quite ready for primetime players.
I'm
That's
going to lean into drinking tonight. Jesus
you should.
Christ.
You should. Let's see. What's the one thing I could say that would offend everybody except for Irish
Oh,
people?
Najee going up top.
Yeah.
All right. Start, cut, bench.
Whew.
College, Manziel, Mariota, Newton. Starting Newton. Benching Mariota, cutting Manziel. 100%. Final answer, no question. All right, Mitch, what you got? What you got? Okay, it's not that. I feel like if you're going to dump it down, do it a little bit earlier than that. And don't pump it and then dump it down.
This was the point I was trying to bring up at the beginning of the broadcast that JT O'Sullivan talks about in a lot of his videos on the QB School. Again, if you're not following QB School on YouTube, get over there, get it done now. He has a Patreon site that has even more, but he has a basic site that shows you lots and lots of great stuff. JT is very straightforward and really easy to understand, tremendously good communicator. He talks about things that quarterbacks do to make throws harder than they need to. And he's not a fan. And he will call it out when he sees it for it. Doesn't matter which player it is. Nice.
Wow, shovel. I don't remember the last time I saw that shovel called on 2nd and long. The balls on Matt Warren. Canada. Ooh.
And look at Jalen Warren coming back after first half fumble. They've told him, look, you're going to be carrying the ball around the facility. Uh-oh.
Who's down?
Not good.
5? Who's 5?
5 on defense is Anthony Walker Jr.
Oh, that's brutal for them. He's really good.
Yeah. He's been very solid for them. Anyways, Jalen coming back and saying, we're going to come back to the well. We're going to give you another shot. We're going to spread it out. They did a great job of spreading it out. And you are, nicely done. I'm just going to keep talking through that so nobody looks.
I'm having a night. Okay.
You are. I can tell you about my morning, but that wouldn't be great.
God damn it.
Does Mitch forget his TEs exist? He might after having worked under Matt Nagy. EJ's having Bear War flashbacks a little. Not gonna lie. So it's cool to see him come back to Jalen. To see them come back to Jalen and say, no, we're going to give you another chance and have him go off, because he had a great preseason. For anybody who watched the Steelers preseason, it was very obvious he was going to play a role for this team on the 53. And that's a huge game. a huge gain in a divisional game. This is 2-for-1. We talk about this all the time. If you win this, it has implications for tiebreakers, divisional lead, the whole bit. It is early in the season, so it's not must win, but it's certainly a very nice one to win early in your division in season. So Jalen making a big play there that could make the difference. This is basically a tie ball game right now. Even if they only get a field goal out of it, it's largely going to be on the back of that run. So great work, great space by the offensive line, great call, like you said, by Canada. That was gutsy, and Jalen pays it off like that. You could see that coming after the snap, and you're like, okay, this might go. There's enough room to maneuver there.
Manaf Dalmas, who I can only assume is Greek. I hope I didn't butcher that. For €5, what did the Steelers as an organization do wrong in the last 10 years? All that talent never sniffed a ring. They stayed with Ben too long.
No.
And quite frankly, they didn't put the resources necessary into replacing Ben, or rather developing a replacement behind Ben. They only drafted a quarterback in the first round after Ben was gone. They didn't do it ahead of time. And have somebody on the bench simmering because I think they were afraid of pissing him off. And to that I say, who fucking cares? This isn't like Aaron Rodgers where it's like, okay, he's an MVP caliber quarterback you don't want to piss off. It's Big Ben. He was already well past his prime in the last few years there. Like, you should have invested early in his heir apparent. And if you got mad about it, say, go retire then. Like, Ben later in his career was not good enough to make me not draft a quarterback early, but is what it is. All right, let's see what happened to Anthony Walker here. I can't tell what that was.
Yeah, it didn't look good though. He was down and sort of not moving a ton.
I truly can't. Was it his leg? So he's air casted.
It's really not awesome. It's his left leg.
Yeah, that might be the weirdest way I've ever seen somebody sustain a leg injury. I honestly couldn't tell what did it. He just stepped wrong. I think that's literally what he just stepped wrong. That's terrible, but also just a freak thing.
Yeah, he's been really solid for them. It's never great when the cart comes out. It's certainly not great with the cart and the air cast combination. I would not expect him to be available soon.
No. Maybe it was a patella? Like, it's just such a weird thing.
I wasn't even going to bring that up, but
because normally, when somebody I saw it happen to Derek Newton, where he literally just took a normal step, and they blew both patellas at the same time, and it was just the most random, awkward, inexplicable freak injury
yeah.
Hopefully, it's not that.
Yeah, hopefully it's not that. We'll just go with that. I don't want to drive people away from the stream talking about injuries again.
Marshall for $2. Mitch.
All right on.
Yep. Hit the deep comeback to the field.
He's hit it twice now. Well, last time it was to the boundary, but that still, that's a throw he can hit.
Yeah, and when Denzel's bailing, I mean,
yeah,
if he gets cloud, it's a go. If he's bailing, it's an automatic convert to a comeback.
Yeah, look at that ball from Mitch. Mitch can throw that ball. That's a great arm. I was a huge Mitch Trubisky supporter. The year he was drafted, I actually ended up writing a piece saying I would trade up to draft him at number 2, and then they traded up to draft him at number 2. So lots of things happened after that point. And it was all about those things that he can do and the things that he did at UNC and whether or not those would be maximized and whether or not he would continue to grow. Because like most young quarterbacks, he showed the ability to do things. And then he has his limitations. And we've talked a lot about those already in this stream, which is, look, if you get a good disguised coverage or he doesn't pick it up early, even if it's not well disguised, you're going to have success against him. And all the DCs around the league know that. That is the book on Mitch. And until he's able to overcome that, that is what he will continue to see as late rotations to try and confuse him because, again, if his offensive coordinator is silly enough to say, hey, stand back there and read 4 things and then dump it, a 4.5 read throw that we'd call that, like, you're not going to have success time after time. If you split the field in half, give him rollouts and, basically 2.5 reads in a play, he can do exactly what he did right there. And if you have receivers that can separate, you're going to get it. And
Did they call OPI on that? There's no way they called OPI on that.
Dude, he just clubs him in the back of the head before he needs to. You don't get to just run him over because he's there. You got to run around him.
He was trying to get around him.
I know, but you can't just club him in the back of the head. That ain't the thing. I'm okay with that call.
Vehemently disagree with that one.
I know, but offense has enough extra wins in their corner right now. You don't just get to go abuse defensive backs in the back of the head because he happens to be standing there.
Somewhere Sean Payton is be like, all DBs are communists. Like,
we should get Sean on the stream sometime. That would be good. Oh my goodness. Oh. Whoo. All right.
Cue the coward punt. Yeah, they're just gonna take delay a game.
Yeah.
What 0-2 team is the best shot to make the playoffs? Titans, Colts, Bengals, Raiders. Bengals for sure.
Bengals or Raiders? I would say Bengals or Raiders.
Yeah, I would say
what
just
the hell
of quarterback
is painted
situation.
on the field? Caden comes back to my long ago question about Brownie the Elf. Brownie the Elf is the new center field mascot logo for the Browns. I asked earlier what people thought about Brownie the Elf being on the middle of the field. Didn't get a lot of response. Maybe Caden's question will kick that up a little bit in the chat. The classic Cleveland logo, indeed. Wow, there's a intimidating punt to catch. Completely surrounded. Better get it. Boy, pretty shitty at night.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed my time in Cleveland. I stayed down in the flats when I was there. There's this, I don't know what the name of the bridge is, but it's like this gorgeous blue bridge. There's a nice little bar scene down there. I had a ton of fun. It was like a 10-minute walk to the stadium.
Yeah.
Perfect weather. I was there like mid-October. It was great. Loved it there.
The Elf lol is cursed. Well, it should be given some of Cleveland's actions in the offseason. It should be, but we'll see.
I think it's the Jimmy Haslam curse more than anything.
Yeah, I would agree. Like the Elf more than just the profile of the helmet. Me too. I think it's got a little bit more
personality,
a little bit more character. Yeah, a little bit more character. I think it's fun. I literally don't understand why the logo is an elf. Well, welcome to the Browns, right? Named after a person, added a color, which wasn't the primary color. It's the secondary color. Throw in an elf just for good measure, and you got it. Like, you're all set.
Burke said, I thought the audio issues were supposed to be fixed this week. Why did I have bonnet bread again? So we fixed EJ's robot voice. The mono issue for me, and I just found this out like 10 minutes before we went on, I have to download this special software that works with my Focusrite that then can split a mono out to a stereo, and it's this whole fucking thing. And that,
how do you feel about that, Brett?
Don't even get me started.
I know. I already did at least 3 times today. So
that will be fixed by next week. But we got EJ's robot voice fixed this week. My mono issue will be fixed next week, and then we're hoping by week 12 we'll have a fully functional Thursday night live stream.
We're just gonna. This is our theory, or Brett's theory, about getting 1% better per broadcast. We're just gonna fix one audio issue per broadcast, and then by week 12, mid-season, there won't be any more, or maybe there'll be a new one. We don't know, but at least you can hear both of us, and neither one of us sound like we're coming to take over the world.
Marshall for $2. It was F off Bell, F off AB. Oh, Ben is still here. Well, the F off AB I think was probably necessary, if we're being honest. I think that was necessary. Brett and Zach Wilson with mono issues.
That's classic.
Christ.
That's just because Brett's been kissing his microphone.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Everybody was talking about possibly the dog. Now, if they threw the dog logo at midfield, I'm all in.
Dog would be better. Here we go.
Never gonna. Yeah, here's AFC North
Jumbo
football.
wing. Let's go.
Yeah.
And they're running power.
Oh yeah, great play.
Is it Spillane? I think it was.
Yeah, it
Spillane.
totally was.
Let me see if he chased this polling 3 tech. Oh, show the fucking replay. Come on. God damn it.
No.
I
They
want-
had this graphic all queued up. They've been working on this all week, man.
I wanted to see if he replaced and chased the 3 technique polling. That would have been a sick play.
This is my Nick Chubb fan service right here, so I'm for it. I'm gonna support this.
Well, shocker, EJ. Nick Chubb's good.
Yeah, Nick Chubb's great, and a lot of people are still like, "Well, I don't think he is."
All right, they're going empty on 2nd and 9.
You're not watching.
Is this going to be a cover 3 seam look? Looks like it is.
Single. Oh, great ball. Great ball to Amari.
All right, I needed that for Amari.
Yes,
I think that put me over on Amari.
It should. Like, that's a great ball by Brissett. Yeah, look at this. They got 3 guys in the stack. One's coming. They both come. And
Ew.
again, this is solidly 12 years old. Yes, we are. I thought that was just your purview with squirrels. Anyways. Now, he throws the out to the hot blitz side, which is textbook stuff, but great route by Amari to be there to get out. He threw it basically at the break. He knew where he was going to be. He hit him in the numbers, let him run for Yak, which is what we were talking about earlier.
Interesting little screen here to Njoku.
Yeah, and Njoku is getting fed targets, and I am here for it. Oh,
yeah, Miles didn't want to let him go.
Samurai Jack should let that go. That's a dirty little play. One of my least favorite things that NFL players do is twist guys' ankles in the bottom of the pile or getting up. Like, I really think that's Bush League bullshit, and I wish they'd knock it off.
Mixon was complaining about that last week.
Yeah, we watched it up close. He was right in the ref's face going, I'm on the bottom of the pile, and they're down there trying to twist my leg off. Like, there's enough chances to get hurt in this game. Let's not do it on purpose.
All right. Feed
Big power set, run it right through the middle. Like, just hammer him. This is going to add up. Oh, and the O-line giving him an extra 3.
It's about that time. It is about that time.
Yeah.
Fitzy for $10. Bears are hoping to have an offensive. Bears are hoping to have the offense clicking by week 12 too.
Yeah. If only they get 1% better.
Maybe.
They've got some young players need to step up, Fitzy, and you know, right now, Borum certainly this last week. Oh, did you catch that?
Yeah.
Face mask to Conklin?
Yeah.
2 hands to the face. It's getting chippy, folks.
AFC North.
Yeah, we're getting into that period where it's, you know, they're going to start swinging pretty quick.
That was uncalled illegal formation on the Browns, by the way. Oh, maybe they did. Maybe they did call it.
They just did.
Tight end did not have his head up on the center's ass.
You don't like the phalanx formation?
The wing was like 4 yards in the backfield.
I know. That's truly a phalanx. Like,
oh, they called holding, whatever. It's same amount of yards. But like, yeah, the tight end who was supposed to be up on the line of scrimmage was not. Like, they basically give you as long as your helmet's lined up with the center's ass, you're fine. It was not, but whatever. Still a penalty anyway.
Dunn got run on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, then he held him. Yep. If he'd let him go, that would have been actually a really effective pass for pro rep, but he just held him when he turned. If you got a handful of jersey and the guy turns away from you, you got to let him go.
Yeah. 2nd and 11.
Oh,
Chubb again. Nice little cut.
Yeah, but I love that double cut. That was really nice to go all the way across the face of the defender. If he had chosen not to try and get all the way across that guy's center line, he would have gotten 3 or 4 yards, but he completely breaks the tackle. Like, that's Nick Chubb in a nutshell. Like, he's always going to get 2 or 3 more yards than he should. And that's the reason why. If he'd gone to the left of that guy, his left, he would have picked up 3. He still would have dragged him, whatever, but he would have gone down more quickly. He ends up picking up an extra 2.5 because he cuts all the way across with a crazy jump cut, which is one of his signature specialties. That's just Nick Chubb combination. Great, rare combination of physical gifts and the sort of mental acumen in the play to go, nope, I can get some here, I can get more there, and I'm capable of doing it. Not very many running backs are. Not very many running backs can make that particular cut. Certainly not with power.
1 651 for $5. I know you guys haven't jumped in the draft prospects yet, but will you be watching Clark Phillips versus Jordan Addison matchup on the 15th? Oh, you know we will. You know we will. Anything that
If we're
involves
not
Jordan
watching it,
Addison, yeah.
yeah, if we're not watching it on the 15th, we'll be watching it 400 times in the months, after the season.
Oh, tight bunch. Are we getting crack toss here? 4th and 1?
Yeah, James, I remember that as
Oh,
well.
Jacoby fell down.
Oh, they went tight.
They gave basically Chubb, or not Chubb, Hunt like a fullback dive almost.
Yeah, this is a little tight check, what I would call a check dive, because they basically bring him into the middle and say all you have to do is pick your cut time,
Yeah.
right? Watch whether the flow's going with, and at that point you don't have to cut, or if the flow gets stymied, cut early and just get off that right side. It's that little, it's this little check cut. Watch right there, and then just pick it.
Find a
Just
Joku's
pick it.
hip and
Yeah,
cut.
just pick it and slice it back whenever you think you can get against the grain the best. All you need is 2 or 3, and that's a great little call. Like that's one of the reasons I love Stefanski's run game is they don't try and overcomplicate that. They'll pop him into the back, a little bit of window dressing, a little bit of motion off the line. Guy like Hunt, multi-talented threat, is decent in the short passing game, so you have to respect that. You basically have to bring the guy over. You're gonna pull him back, right? Because he motions into the backfield. If he doesn't move, you've got it. You've got your man right there. You pull him back into the middle, and then you just cut back against the grain, and he can't come through all the people in front of you. And you get what looks to be a pretty easy first down, but it's a combination of player, and it's the combination of structure/scheme call, right? That puts those players in a position to succeed, both from the motion piece and the basic play type, which is, look, you're a really good one-cut runner. Just pick your cut. That's all you got to do. Like, it's the one thing you do awesome. Just pick it at the right time, and you're good to go. You're going to get those yards almost for free.
Paxman for $2. Are the Titans and Raiders fighting for their season? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes. Yes. Anytime you're down.
I love that the short and the long answer are the same. That's great.
Yeah, if you're down 0-2, of course you're fighting for your season. This is it.
Oh, did you see the stat that came out today? I forget who put it out. I want to say it might have been Chad Reuter, but I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. Teams that have started 0-3 and made the playoffs since 2010.
I'm pretty sure the Colts did it. The Texans, I don't know. There's like 5 of them, maybe at most.
No, since 2010, there's 1.
Is it the Colts?
I don't remember who it was.
The
There's
Colts.
1. So I'm like, basically, statistically, if you go 0-3, you're done. You're out.
Actually, no. I think it was the Texans in.
But if you go all the way back to like to 2000 or 2001, then there's like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So in the last 20 years, there's 4 or 5 teams that are made. Still crappy odds. If you go back 12 years, there's 1 team that's done it. So if you go 0-3, you're pretty much nailing the coffin shut. It's highly unlikely that you're going to make the playoffs, just analytically, statistically, whatever you want to call it. Like, it does not happen very often.
Jared for $5. Sorry, got to keep bragging about Xavier. Had multiple D1 offers for football and basketball, but couldn't pick one and let Ferris. And Ferris let him play both. Oh, I get. Okay. Sometimes that's how guys end up at programs you don't expect.
Oh.
It was Wills?
Jed Wills coming off. Yeah, he got rolled up on.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, he got pushed up into. Oh, and he grabbed for it immediately.
Yeah,
that's Antonio.
That's a real tough one.
But they've got Hudson, who we like. James Hudson III, Cincinnati tackle, who we were high on a couple of years ago when he came out as a developmental guy. He had a really good preseason. Joe Thomas does the preseason games for the Browns. He's really high on Hudson and his progress. So obviously he's not Jed, but the drop-off is not as severe as it might be on some other teams. Hudson's coming along. He is developing. A guy like Joe Thomas, who's Hall of Famer, says, no, this guy's he's got something there and he's doing well. You're doing well.
To expand on your point, Jared, a lot of the reasons, or one of the big reasons why Oregon's gotten some dudes, especially out of the LA area in the past, is they let them do track and football at the same time. Ooh. So that is a big thing for some guys.
Yeah, Taven Bryan's still in the league. Yes,
Mad Tom.
Yeah. He is. He did sign. He signed later, third wave of free agency. They're looking for that speed, little 3-tech speed.
That's the one thing he's got.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's his card, and he plays it. Oh, nice big dive again on the QB sneak. Man, I like the fact that they're leveraging that and not trying to get super cute on it. They know they've got Brissett. They know they've got a great offensive line. Again, Stefanski is just saying, this is what we're going to do, right?
He's a big dude.
Yeah, this is what we're going to do. Try and stop us. You've seen it on film. We're good. We're going to bring Chubb and Hunt and, this offensive line at you. Go ahead. We're not going to try and disguise it. We're not going to try a lot of motion. We're going to line up and see if you can beat us one-on-one. And most teams
I
can.
think we're getting a fire zone pressure here. Nope, they dropped out into a sim cover 3.
Yep.
Well, sim pressure with cover 3 on the back end. I should clarify. They're not simulating cover 3. They're simulating the pressure.
Cam Sutton with really nice contact to make sure that Njoku had a rough catch, right?
Yeah.
It's either he's going to catch it, but he's going to earn it, or I'm going to jar it loose, because Sutton knew he wasn't going to compete at the hands catch point. Absolutely goes to just wipe him out. And like legal play, he's not trying to hurt him.
Oh God, that almost hurt him.
So close. Yeah,
if his leg planted a little bit more, that would have been real bad.
Yeah, real bad. That would have been terrible. But I'm not going to hold that one against Sutton. I don't think that was.
That's not intentional. It's just
it's not a dirty play.
Timing.
And it's effective. What? Did he hit the defender in the back?
He did. Akella didn't turn his head.
Yeah, but okay. This is one of my favorite things that I've learned or relearned from JT. I know I'm hammering on JT Sullivan today in the stream, but you should be following him. He's putting out great content. He's been super kind to us. So one of the great things JT says about defenders is, as soon as a defender turns his back to a quarterback, the area he is defending is the width of his shoulders.
Well, he hit it.
And Mitch hit it, unfortunately. Yeah. Or sorry, Jacoby hit it. But literally that's all they've got. As soon as they turn around, that big arc you used to have on Madden, it's down to the width of their shoulder pads, because they can't see anything. And unfortunately, Jacoby nailed him right in the numbers, which is, I don't know. Should we give him extra points for accuracy? It's not great. Either way, doesn't get a completion.
James for $5. Perfect twisted Greg Olson's ankle a few years back. As a Panthers fan, the most I've hated a complete stranger. Bro, in high school, down here in high school in Southern California, when Matt Barkley was committed to USC and Perfect was also committed to USC at the time, Mater Dei, my alumnus, played against, I believe it was Corona Centennial where Perfect was. Can't remember exactly what game it was, but I was there. And he fucking, in the bottom of the pile, grabbed Barkley's ankle and was just yanking it over and over again. And Barkley was so pissed that he got USC to rescind his scholarship offer, because he's like, fuck this guy. And that's why Perfect ended up going to ASU, because USC was like, nah, you're trying to damage the merchandise. Fuck off, kid.
Yeah. And it's not your alumnus. You are an alumnus. It's your alma mater.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I do, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I'm actually familiar with all the forms, even the cheap generic alum. So alumnus, male, alumna, female.
And Perfect never made another dirty play ever again. Yeah, never. Never. Oh, God. All right. Fascinating game. Close game, which I think we kind of expected.
This is AFC North. Like, we didn't expect an explosion of points, and we definitely expected a physical football game with a lot of running. Quite frankly, a lot of running between the tackles. These are not, for the most part, quote-unquote, wide zone teams. Do they run some wide zone concepts? They do. Are these teams that are going to run gap, power, trap more often? Yep, they are. And that makes it fun, because it's, sometimes contrasting styles can be fun as well. But this is literally kind of like these two teams in some ways looking in the mirror and going, oh, that looks a lot like us. They do the same stuff we do. Let's see if we do it better than they do. And, so far they do it about the same.
I am so close to being in the money.
I was going to say, how's that? Well, come on. It's Nick Chubb. As long as he doesn't get hurt, I would.
Chubb is going to get 10 more yards in this game, so I'm at least going to get a 2x payout, because if I get 4 out of 5, I get 2x.
Has done jack diddly.
And I'm playing him in like most of my fantasy leagues too, because I'm heavily invested in Pat Fryermuth, but because of course I am.
Jared, we are rooting for. The question is curious how y'all started rooting for Chicago and Houston. Great question. I'll let Brett take Houston first. I'll take Chicago in a second.
My father. Hold on, I need to go on camera for this.
That's right.
So my
Luke.
father is an evil man. I want you all to understand that. And while I was growing up, he lived in Houston, Chicago. I am convinced to play the greatest prank a father's ever played on his son by living in two sports cities and condemning me to rooting for the teams that were in the cities where my father was when I was growing up, which happened to be the Houston Texans when they started in '02. I was but a wee young 11-year-old boy. Then he went to Chicago when I was in high school. And, to this day, I asked my dad, so you couldn't take a job in fucking Boston or Pittsburgh or Tampa? I would take Tampa at this point. No, it's got to be fucking Houston and Chicago. I'll never forgive him as long as I live.
Which isn't true. Brett loves his dad, but in terms of the sports bit, that's pretty rugged to put on a kid. How did I end up rooting for Chicago? Mostly it was Walter Payton. I was right at that age in grade school when Payton was coming up, where everybody kind of picks up teams, and it's end of the '70s, beginning of the '80s, and you get the Steelers dynasty and the Cowboys dynasty. I kind of wasn't into either one of those. I flirted with the Giants a little bit and Parcells. I liked that team, but I didn't love it. Was never going to be a Jets fan. My family is all from Buffalo, and that felt sort of preordained, like you could do this, but you sort of have to, and I wasn't into that. And something about the Bears, colors, history, tradition. Then I saw Walter Payton run, and that sealed it. That was about 1983.
Oh, prime Walter.
Yeah, well, prime end of Walter. That's what a lot of people don't realize is he slaved away for years on terrible Bears teams and just got the hell beat out of him. Like, he was the one-man gang for a while before the Super Bowl run in '85. So I came on, as they were starting to assemble some really good young rookie pieces that played really important roles in that Super Bowl, sort of mid '82, early '83. And, just watching him run, still my favorite athlete of all time. So that sealed it, and I've never really been anything but a Chicago fan since. There's other teams that I like. I like the Bills. I like the Seahawks, but it's Bears, like, for sure.
Okay, who do I need to blackmail to get a Pat Fryermuth target here?
Matt Canada?
I'm dying. I'm just dying.
Are they even using him? Has he run routes?
He's been blocking all night.
He's blocking.
But, like, they're running split zone behind him, which I understand. But, like, they're not doing anything to release him to the flat off of that and manufacture yards.
Give him a chip. Yeah, give him a chip and out. Give him a chip leak.
Give me anything.
Chip leak. Oh, anything. He almost got it there.
There's Deontay. Oh, Deontay, you got to hold on to that.
So close. Oh, hang on. I'm going to go off camera for a second because I got to grab something.
All right, I'm going to go back on camera then.
All right.
Because I shut off mine to cool down while I was...
You're just so hot, Coleman. Yeah. You're just so hot.
There we go. Oh, God. Miles just ate Mitch.
Not surprising. Come on. Deontay came in on him quicker than you thought. Oh, well. All right. Hang on one sec.
All right. Andrew Fitzpatrick. Oh, Fitzy for $5. Some of us are just predestined. Bear down. All right. We got a punt for the Steelers. Oh, hit a Brown. Favorable bounce for Pittsburgh down to the 20-yard line. Yeah, Fitzy, what I want to know is how you ended up a Bears fan. That's for sure. Marshall for $2. Brett, new team. Yay. EJ, big leather helmet fan.
Yeah, kind of the opposite there. But I found it. It actually didn't take too long because it was where I thought it was, which I always love. You want to see something cool?
Always. What's that?
This is an official segment of the AstroTurf. Now, AstroTurf, not field turf, from Soldier Field.
From back in the day?
79 to 88.
Walter ran on that.
Walter ran on this.
That's awesome.
Guess who had this after they chopped it up and installed the new field in Soldier Field?
Who?
Shell stations. If you filled up with a full tank, You got a chunk of Soldier Field turf with it.
That's honestly a brilliant promotion. That is
It is.
marketing
And
genius.
literally, this is a chunk of the turf, AstroTurf, which if you've ever run on AstroTurf, it is horrendous
Oh, it's
stuff.
cement.
Yeah, it's cement with a nice green coating on top. But yeah, this is a chunk of Soldier Field from 79 to 88. So like this is the deal. This is the all-time rushing record set on this against the Saints and everything else. So fun stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Chubb, give me 4 more yards tonight. That's all I need.
Oh, I think it's coming, but boy, you really got to get. I'm just hoping for your sake that Matt Canada has been playing rope-a-dope with Freiermuth.
Just give me Y leak for a
Give me Chip
50-yard
Leak.
game.
Give me Chip Leak because they're like, oh, he hasn't run anything all night, and then let Freiermuth go because Pat Freiermuth is a very good wide receiver in his own right. I know he plays tight end, but he is a great receiver out in patterns. And they've been, screwing around all night, and I hope it's Canada playing rope-a-dope, not just forgetting about him. But there you go.
Why did you take down the Bob Ruin the Texas video because of cussing? I did not take it down. It got taken down by YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, that one was not on me.
Well, it is on you.
I mean, it is, but
I remember when you cut that.
Yeah.
I remember that night. You're like, that's it. I'm doing it. And I was like, all right, have fun.
I can't remember what the reason YouTube gave was, but yeah,
Well, probably
you did
because
take that down.
I met up with somebody I used to work with 2.5 years ago who really didn't know about Bootleg because obviously we worked together before Bootleg started, and she was like, "Can my kids watch it?" And I was like,
No.
what do you want your kids to learn?
Yeah. Some funny words.
I was like, they might say some words you might not like. We're not super awful about it, but yeah, it does come up. But we had to make that choice when we went on YouTube because if you don't know this about YouTube, they make you choose. There's a little radio button. It's like, are you going to go clean or are you going to go blue? And you only get to pick one. And if you screw up, if you say clean and go blue, they can basically cancel your channel. So we were like, yeah, we'll be swearing. Thank you. We'll take the swear option.
Jared Cole for $2. I root for Cleveland because I liked Kaiser at college. Jesus Christ, buddy. I can't imagine.
Woof.
I can't imagine
Woof.
a rougher time. Oh, God.
Thoughts on my favorite Bear, Lance Briggs. Lance was a great player. He was incredibly productive. It wasn't all Urlacher. He played without Urlacher at the end of his career. And still was a very productive player. Love his opinions. Love Lance's take on current state of affairs for the Bears. Great player. Always going to be overshadowed by Urlacher. And that's fair because Urlacher was better, but that doesn't mean Lance wasn't great. He was. Was it because of the Jaws music? No, it wasn't.
I wish.
I wonder if you're actually going to earn the Jaws music back through super chats.
Oh, yeah, Google's going to give me money for free.
No, because of super chats, people asking you or basically goading you about the Jaws music, will it eventually end up that you make the Jaws music back?
If you want to pay me back for Jaws little by little, you know how you can do that? By doing a deposit match on Prize Picks using promo code Bootleg, because believe me, that is worth a lot more. That is worth way more, and also pays our bills way more than Google ad revenue or anything else. Because when you support our sponsors, they come back, and when they come back, we get to pay our bills.
That's right. When they are happy, we are happy, and when we are happy, you are happy.
Yes.
By extension, this is A plus B equals C. Oh, nice PA fake. Going deep.
Oh, Jacoby wants it all, and he got it.
Wide open.
Oh, God.
Great tackle by Sutton.
Sutton is coming for people's souls tonight.
He is targeting, and he's not the classic sort of college targeting. Not the
bad targeting, yeah.
Yeah, not the college targeting. He is targeting lower half, and boy, is he hitting it. He got turned.
Yep.
Amari went in his blind spot. What a great route by Amari. Watch this. Turns him, gets his head going, and then Sutton was quick as hell, but he's just not as quick as Amari. So Sutton didn't get fully turned, but all he needed to create that 2 yards of separation was the threat that I'm going to go in your blind spot. Sutton figured out what that was and reacted almost instantly, but it's for a guy like Amari that's still 2 yards. Oh, the classic Chubb cutback.
4 out of 5, baby.
You better hit him, because if you just touch him, he's not going down. You can't just bounce off him. That's not the thing. Watch this from Nick Chubb. Okay, first cut, beautiful. Out through one tackle, out through another, runs through the third. How many extra yards after contact? 3?
5, 6, yeah. It's
Yeah.
just going and going and going.
Yeah, so great initial cut, runs through one tackle, almost uses the momentum of being tackled low to bounce off the high tackle on the other side. Incredible what we call contact balance for a running back, power, speed. Like Nick Chubb just has all of that, and you saw most of it on that run. The initial cut is just sick. Like the initial cut is a cut that most running backs can't make regularly. He does it all the time. So you are officially 4 out of 5, or are you just short?
I'm seeing if it says yard.
Maybe
and
it
a
just
half
hasn't
short.
updated.
Maybe it just hasn't updated. I'll check back in a minute.
Yeah. And then you get Kareem Hunt, who is a great slash one-cut runner, and again runs behind his pads really well. It's a tough night for defenses when you play that 1-2 punch. And honest to God, their third runner, Dearness Johnson, is like
pretty good,
really good too.
And so is Jerome Ford, and
he just got his first true start last year on a Thursday night game. Put up 120 plus. Couple of touchdowns, or I think if I remember right, at least one touchdown. And everybody was surprised. Who's this guy? Never heard of him. I was like, I've been singing his praises for 2.5 years. Like, this is why I've been saying that the Browns and the Colts, for the most part, for the last 2-3 years, have had the deepest running back rooms in the NFL, because their number 3 guy can start and reel off 125 yards.
Falcons fan here. Should the Falcons consider subbing in Ritter if we lose to Seattle, or if Mariota costs us the game for the 3rd time?
Whoa!
Yeah,
they almost lost him. They almost lost Brissett on the sneak. Watch this back.
No, I saw. He almost stayed up.
He's one arm tackle for making them look hilariously bad. Right?
Oh, man.
Oh, just one little yank.
Devin Bush barely got him down. I would say sooner rather than later, Ritter probably will get in there, because one of two things is going to happen. Either A, they're going to start winning some games, and then Mariota's going to be playing poorly, and they're going to feel like they really need to get a win to keep their season alive, and so they'll put in Ritter some third quarter. Or scenario number 2 is they're just straight up terrible, and they want to get Ritter some reps just to see what they've got heading into the next draft. So sooner rather than later, eventually, he's going to get in. It's just, what's the trigger? Is he going to start games because they're terrible, or is he going to come in and try to rescue a game that maybe Mariota's not playing well and they want to keep their playoff hopes alive?
Oh, man, Batonio just erasing his guy on a pull.
Yeah. He does tend to do that. All right. Let me refresh here.
I'm not sure if I muted that sneezing time or not. We'll see.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Also, EJ, officially, 4 out of 5, baby. I'm in the money for the week. Again, second straight week, I'm in the money.
You are custom made for Prize Picks platform. Like, you are 4 out of 5 guaranteed. Like, it is like clockwork. You're just 4 out of 5 making my money back. It's kind of like you knew that's what you needed to get. Like, it's the line to gain, and I got that in an inch every week. And then the one guy, this is the other thing, is your 5th guy just completely bails out
every time.
He pulls his chute like right out of the plane, and you're never getting it. Yeah, it's not even close. It's like, that one. He had that one that was 15 yards away for Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer.
But Palmer got ish close. The other guys are like, just no, we're completely not going to be featured in tonight's offense. But you are 4 out of 5, like rock solid. I told you, if you're going to go away from one, if you picked Freiermuth to go away from, you're looking at 5 out of 5 right now. I don't care what your 5th one was.
80%, man. Bees get degrees. It's still a 2x payout. I'll take
Bees get degrees. Oh boy. Oh, that's a living mantra for you, isn't it?
Oh, Chubb got in. What a spin.
Dude, this was a Stefanski drive. For the last bit of this touchdown drive for the Browns said, we're going to do it our way. Like, we're not going to try and get cute here. We're going to line up and we're going to bash them in the mouth, in the middle of the line between the tackles. And that's what basically all of those runs were. And this is just strength on strength. And the Browns were stronger than the Steelers here. Yeah, he's in right there.
Yeah.
He's already in.
But just for good measure.
Oh, just for good measure, I'm going to end up with the ball in the end zone, so you can't take it away from me on replay. But
God,
no,
he's
that's
so ridiculous.
Yeah, somebody put earlier in the chat is Chubb the best pure runner in the NFL. Look at that thing curve. Holy crap.
When that wind picks up, man.
It's hooking him. Yes, Nick Chubb is the best pure runner in the NFL. End of story. Thanks for playing. Appreciate you coming by.
Caden for $5. Hate how Tennessee did Mariota. 5 seasons with 3 different head coaches and 4 different OCs. Loved him at Oregon. Wished he got built around. Honestly, I think a big thing was just durability. He was very much. He would get hurt a lot, and especially early in his career, he did not respond to pressure well. And I don't mean situational pressure. I mean like actually pressure on the field. When pockets tightened up, no pun intended. Like when he was in a tight pocket and people were kind of power rushing the offensive line and giving him very condensed space to work with. Some quarterbacks are very good in that. Some quarterbacks, it doesn't phase them when the walls close in. For him, it definitely did. He was used to having a lot more space to work with and just wasn't comfortable in it. It took him a while to get comfortable with it. He's better now, but as a young player, did not have the best environment to develop. Didn't have the best offensive lines back in the day, and durability was a thing. So it happens. He's still been in the league for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Tremendous career.
8 years in the league. Like, how many players make it 8 years in the league? Not a whole lot.
No. Career average is 3.5, just under 3.5, like 3.4 years for an NFL player. So anybody that is tripling that at this point, pretty much, like that is a very nice NFL career, regardless of how you cut it. I was just thinking about Tanner Gentry, of all people, today. Tanner Gentry, preseason hero for the Chicago Bears, still in the league, right? Still on a roster. And, this is a guy that was Josh Allen's wide receiver at Wyoming. That's what got him his notoriety. Came to the Bears, UDFA, had a great preseason, leveraged that into now a 4 or 5 year career. And, for a guy that wasn't drafted out of Wyoming, that's a great NFL career. Tanner Gentry has made more money in the NFL than I've made at anything in my entire life.
And probably ever will.
Straight up. That is a great career, and people don't even remember Tanner Gentry's name, and nor should they. He hasn't exactly set the league on fire. The fact that he is still in the NFL, earning a check, that's a great career, and people tend to undersell that because he's not a star, he's not a starter, whatever. Sorry, man, if you're on a roster, if you make a 53, even if you're on a practice squad consistently in the NFL, you're making good money.
Probably made over $1 million in his career so far, I would say.
Something like that. I could look it up on Over the Cap, but, pretty solid NFL career for a guy that, a lot of people don't even know the name of. So there you go.
I got one for you boys. What if, say, the Ravens or Chiefs drafted Mariota, what would have happened? He would have probably ended up as a better player. Like, if we're being realistic, situation is everything for a young quarterback.
Yeah, Chiefs for sure. He would have been a better player. This is before the Vrabel era when Mariota was drafted in Tennessee. It was not the same as when Tannehill came in. That was a choice by that regime to pull a particular player with strengths and work with those. That was not the case for Mariota when he was in Tennessee. If he had landed in Kansas City, he would have had a better start to his career for sure, and might have had a very Alex Smith-like arc. I could totally see that.
Stop running the ball.
Wait, you do realize who you're asking that of, right?
It's a 2-possession game with 9 minutes left against an offense that you have not been able to stop on the ground. Throw the fucking ball.
Yeah. It is
particularly to 88.
You understand what that means, and the OCs do too, which is we have to put the ball in Mitch's hands.
Yeah, I know.
And they don't want to do that. Not in the way that you're talking about.
2x2.
They have to. Ripped it. Oh, didn't get it. Good hit. That's John Johnson.
Did you see Fryermuth actually was wide ass open on the option route, cutting inside with 15 yards of grass in front of him?
Well, if you hadn't a bet on him.
Watch Fryermuth here on the replay.
I understand. Yeah. No.
Watch how much space he has.
All we were asking for. Oh, it was. You know what that was?
Hero
We've
ball.
been asking for like Chip Leak. That was Chip Texas.
No, it was an option route.
That was like Chip Texas, Chip Angle.
Yeah.
He basically, chipped, hopped to the outside, and was cutting at a 90 in. It's like taking a running back angle route and moving it out 5 yards.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
But I mean, that's a classic quarters beater because you just work off leverage
Right.
underneath, and
because everybody's been pulled out, right?
And you would think that an NFL quarterback, if he had Y option against quarters, would throw the fucking option route.
You're back to assuming that Mitch Trubisky is going to do solid NFL quarterback things, and he does some of them, and you start to believe, and then you get reminded.
Just saying.
I don't know. Brett all over Pat right now. Indeed. Yes, he is.
I'm all over Mitch right now for not being all over Pat.
Okay, out of context, this stream just took a turn.
All right.
Gunned it.
God damn it, Mitch.
Nope. Not going to get it. Especially not from 10.
Fuck.
You might get it from Pickett. You're not going to get it. Because Pickett had a great relationship with Lucas Krull at Pittsburgh. Like, he understands how to use a tight end in the middle. Like, again, out of context, this stream just took a turn. But
I just... Come on.
You're just like, come on, give me 5.
Just give me anything. That's all I want.
You're going to get nothing. Like, Fryermuth is going to end up
how much
with 0
flights
catches.
to Miami cost? I got to pay for this shit. Come on, Mitch.
Oh, with that, a huge thank you to all our bootleg patrons over on Patreon. If you're interested in that, go to Patreon, check out Bootleg Football. They're a really important part of this. Prize Picks is amazing. All of our weekly sponsors on the podcast are also amazing. Support them if you can. If something that you like falls into their roundhouse, absolutely support them because they've chosen to support us largely because of you. But patrons are amazing. Patrons just say, I love what you're doing. Here's some cash to keep you going. And it does keep us going. We don't get to go to all these games. We don't get to take Ubers. We don't get to stay in hotels and be in places and see, football games up close and bring you all those insights without all those folks. So our patrons are absolute heroes over on Patreon. They have been with us for a long time. They have basically built this success. They are the bedrock of that. And folks like Prize Picks have come on after that to really take us to the next level. But our patrons are and always have been the sort of base of this channel. And they basically say, we believe, and here's money where our mouth is. And that is amazing. So thank you all for any way that you contribute to this, whether or not you pay out on Patreon or whether you just show up and like and subscribe on YouTube. Like, all of those things matter. And if we didn't have all of it, we wouldn't be where we are now.
A, yes, 100%. B, speaking of Prize Picks, Joshua Hall asks, how much do you get if you hit all 5? I get $100. There's only a $10 slip. It's a 10x payout if you hit all 5. It's a 2. No, wait.
2, I think.
It is a 2x payout if I hit 4 out of 5. So I still end up in the money for the week, regardless, because I hit 4. But that goes up to 10x if I hit 5 out of 5. So a $10 slip becomes $100. Because I don't typically do big slips, but I try to get a steak dinner out of $10. Be great.
Oh, man. The only time you do big slips is on the stair in your house.
So I just need Fryermuth to get like 36 yards and I get $100, which I would love.
JJP 0411, is Mitch that much better than Pickett? Right now, barely.
No. Well,
right now, I would say barely. And in 2 months from now, if Pickett starts getting snaps, no, he's not. I believe Pickett can ascend past where Mitch is right now pretty quickly, like within the first half of the season if he starts getting reps. Because it's not going to look like it did in the preseason. It never does. We saw a lot of preseason heroes this year, and a lot of them haven't held up. Hell, if you're a Bears fan and you're watching Cole Kmet, he was wide receiver 2 in the preseason. He was going to be featured this year. You know what Cole Kmet's stats for the years are so far? 2 targets, no catches through 2 games. So nothing, just flat nothing. So preseason and the regular season are not the same. Pickett had a very good preseason, and there were some things in there that will translate. He's still going to have rookie lumps. DCs are going to come at him with more varied and exotic looks. He's going to figure some things out basically by throwing bad picks, taking sacks, but you have to do that as a rookie quarterback. Oh man, Njoku.
Njoku against cover 2, man. I swear to God, he's got 5 catches just to get on that, just against cover 2.
You should have had Njoku. You picked the wrong tight end tonight.
And Njoku was for similar yards too. Like,
yeah, you should have picked Njoku because they are hammering his number. And
last
rightfully
time I
so.
bet on Mitch.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
Over him.
Yeah, that's
dead to me.
That's what you said.
Dead to me.
That's what you said about the Shanahan tree, but you do that every week too.
Dead to me.
Yeah, dead to me. Right. Good luck with that. Any division where Cleveland, Indiana are deeper RB than up for.
Well, somebody needed like 5 yards from Chubb. Now I think you need 2.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat needed 5 from him.
Any division where Cleveland and Indianapolis are deeper running back than all 4? Yeah, many.
Probably
many.
AFC. No, Indy's in the AFC South.
There are very few teams that truly go 3 deep. Seattle does at running back. I would say Chicago does this year at running back. When you really start digging into that third one, there's a lot of teams with 2 really good running backs. But when you get into that third one, there's a lot of like, maybe, but not as many as you think. Yeah, yeah. Highsmith is having a great season.
Were you about to say Alonzo Highsmith?
I was. And then I flashed into looking at Alonzo Highsmith he was at Shrine.
Yeah.
We were on the sidelines first day of Shrine at UNLV, and I look over and I'm like, God, that guy looks familiar. He built like a brick shit house still.
Of course, yeah.
And I look down at his badge and it says Alonzo Highsmith, and I was like, that's why he looks familiar.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
First ever slip on Monday, and I learned the hard way not to trust Kirk in primetime. I got 2 out of 3. Woof. Oh, Amari.
It hit you right in the numbers. He got his feet crossed up. What was that all about?
Jared, Kirk fucked me over on that night too, so I'm right there with you, bud.
Yeah, so we're not talking about Alonzo, we're talking about Alex. But look at this ball.
Right off the shoulder pad.
Yeah. It was that was face mask. He took it right off the bars.
There was some heat on it. I don't think Amari expected it to come that quick.
No, he didn't, but he's better than that. That's surprising. That's a great ball by Jacoby that's not going to go down in the stats as a completion, but come on, he hit the freaking receiver in the face mask.
Sonny needs 2 more receiving yards from Hunt to hit his same game parlay for $10 to $250.
Oof.
Let's
get it.
All right. If I can't get Freiermuth, I at least want
a
you
Hunt
to get
screen.
Hunt.
We are all in on Sonny Slip for a Hunt screen. All we need is a Hunt screen. He'll do it if he gets it. He's a very good screen player.
Or just run H option.
Yeah, sure.
I'll take that.
Pack him right behind the tight end and flare him out. Give him a little toss. It'll count.
Josh Allen doing a Gillette commercial?
Yeah.
That feels sacrilegious.
What? That Babyface actually shaves? Come on.
No, Gillette's is a Bills player allowed to do a Gillette commercial?
Hey, if Gillette came to you and said,
here's $50 million, sir.
Shave the goatee, you'd be like, yes, sir.
Just saying, you can't play both sides.
Tell that to Josh's agent. He got bagged for that commercial. Yes, you can. If both sides are going to pay, you go right ahead. Good for him for getting his money.
Amari and his family came to my buddy's winery in Oregon and dropped some money. I bet they did. I bet they did.
Yeah. He was just trying to avoid Woodson's winery at that point.
Which, by the way, because his Seawood, his wine is called Intercept, because of course,
yes,
and they sell it a
That's correct.
lot down here. I'm sure they sell it up by you too. It's actually
Yeah.
pretty good stuff.
No, Woodson is developing really quality product. There are several. I have a buddy, Donnie O'Grady, who does the Field Goals podcast now, and she has a former NFL player wine maker collection. So she's got Drew Bledsoe's, she's got Woodson's. There's another quarterback that does it, former quarterback that does it out of Washington. So there's like 4 or 5. She's got Dick Vermeil's. So lots of former NFL players and coaches involved in the winemaking business these days. And
Stan Kroenke owns one too, so all the wine inside SoFi is from Kroenke's winery. Well, he has multiple wineries because he's Stan
yeah, I was
Kroenke,
going to say,
right?
yeah, yep.
It's okay. It's okay wine.
Well, I've heard that Woodson's is very good. I'm not a
Woodson's
wine
is
guy.
good. Woodson's
Yeah.
is legitimately very good. Kroenke's is okay.
Oh God, they're back to Pickens' catch again. That's just so sick.
She should get some of Roger's wine to go with it.
Oh my God. Oh, I was gonna. Oh, they did it. They did the little golf track thing for the Pickens Chuck.
Yeah, you got to get that trailer to work on something during the game.
Exactly. Like you paid all that money.
Also, Pickens hit the over on him because his was like 19
Sure.
and a half yards, and I considered that one too.
You should have.
Oh, good. More
They
yards.
finally
for
get back to
Claypool.
Claypool, but could have been a pat target. I'm just saying.
Have you tried Terry Bradshaw's whiskey? I didn't even know Terry Bradshaw had whiskey, to be perfectly honest.
Interestingly, no, we've not, but now we have a target.
All right. Pat Fryermuth. Willing it
36
into
yards in
existence.
the TD. Oh my God. Did you see? I think that was the left tackle. Did you see the left tackle just get
I think it's
absolutely
Hudson, yeah.
absolutely erased? No, Hudson, other side. Look at this. Look at 65.
Oh,
Watch
right.
this.
Yeah, Browns are on defense.
Watch this. Whoop.
Jesus.
Good night. That's Garrett just asserting dominance over left tackle. Get on your can.
Nice job
Smart
from
enough to
Deontay
just
coming
touch
back
him in
to
the
it.
hip, too. Like,
Yeah.
NFL pass rushers have adjusted. That would have been a free shot a year and a half ago.
And now he just touches him, lets him know it's like, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he just
I'm
pulls his hip. Just pulls his hip to let him know, hey, I was here. Your tackle fell on his ass. Oh, nice rush up the middle. They're gonna get him.
Throw it away.
They're gonna get him.
God, Mitch. All right, Kenny's got to start next week. I'm sorry.
It's not gonna happen. They're gonna be stubborn about it. They're
He's
gonna be
got to
stubborn about
start next week.
it. No, it's gonna be 2 more of these, and then they'll do it.
I can't. I
telling you.
can't.
It's gonna be 2 more of these, and they're gonna do it. Great job. Okay, we talked about how good Najee is as a pass protector. He's excellent. That was a better effort by the linebacker to get around him and get the sack. Najee made that path longer. He made him go to the outside of him to circle around and still chase down Mitch, who is athletic as a quarterback. He did both those things. He beat a very, very good, very solid, very athletic pass protector and chased down a quarterback who can run. That's a great play by the linebacker.
I'm so over it, EJ.
I'm
so over it.
You should just start getting used to it. As a Bears fan, I had to put up with a lot of that.
Well,
Like,
no,
you have not
that's
yet-
why I'm over it. Is because
I know.
we're just speed running the Bears experience. We're condensing 3 years into 3 weeks, and I'm fucking over it already.
Yeah. So that was Jacob Phillips, linebacker, number 50 for Cleveland, who beat Najee on pass pro and then chased down Mitch from behind. That's a great play by a, not terribly heralded NFL player.
All right, chat.
You know,
Good vibes for Sonny. 2 receiving yards for Kareem Hunt. We're
2?
all in on Sonny, chat. All of us. We're a
is it
family
just
here.
receiving? Oh yeah. No, he needs the screen. That's right.
Yeah, we're a family here. Everybody in for Sonny.
All right. Focus.
Give Kareem your energy, chat.
That's right. We need a couple of yards just to dump off Jacoby. That's all you need. Just get it to Kareem. Like, look around your options and say, I'm not super comfortable. Kareem's open. I got him.
Just
Because
one.
he'll pick up
Just
2.
one.
Like, he'll pick up 2. Easily.
All right, TJ Watt signing
Oh,
with the
that's not a
Broncos.
great stat. You seen the stat with and without TJ Watt? That is very
Yikes.
different than the with and without Devontae Adams stat that pops up
God,
in Green
almost
Bay games.
5 points, over 5 points a game. Jeez.
Yeah, but 0-5, whereas they won a bunch of games without Devontae Adams when he missed games in Green Bay. They do not win games when TJ Watt misses games.
All right, Chubb's back in.
And they're just going to run him. Oh, boy.
Cam. Nice play by Cam.
Cam Hayward coming off the block going, most times you're going to run around me. This time, that ain't happening.
Anime Holic Tops for €5. Have you tried Le Portier? It's Shannon Sharp's own cognac brand. I have not, but I would love to try that.
We got Terry Bradshaw's whiskey and we got Shannon Sharp cognac.
I love cognac. Cognac is my shit.
Good cognac is excellent. I'm all about it. If we can find that, we will absolutely report back. And same thing with Bradshaw's whiskey. I didn't even know Terry made whiskey, so we will endeavor to find some in our travels and report back, because that's fun. That's local flavor stuff. Both Brett and I really enjoy trying local cuisine when we're in places. We just stopped by a liquor store in Dallas to pick up some Balcones whiskey, which is brewed in Texas while we were there, that he's had another variant of.
Highsmith again.
Highsmith, he's having himself a game. What are his stats for the evening? He's had,
I think, a sack and a half.
Yeah, he's had himself a game. This is impressive.
Let's watch this move. How does he get him? Does he just kind of reach? Oh no, he just beat him with the inside spin. And Jed's playing hurt, so obviously he's gutting it out. But even then, that's a great inside spin.
Yeah.
Nice to see Jed's back out there, though. I was a little bit worried.
Yeah, it is good that he's back. Sack.
All right, so we need a 70-yard Fryermuth touchdown and then a Kareem Hunt screen, and everybody's good to go.
I don't know about a 70-yard. Yeah, they don't have the stats up on NFL yet, so I'm going to go to a different screen.
34 points allowed in the fourth quarter, tied for the most in the NFL. Jeez.
Yeah, it started one way and it's ended up another way.
Well, a lot of that was 2 busted coverages in a row against the Jets, but what can you do?
Yeah. Highsmith, sack and a half, 6 tackles, 2 assists. He's putting in work.
Deontay, tonight. Man. I'll give Deontay credit. His hands have improved so much since his early days. I mean, he's so reliable now.
I'm going to say this, and people are going to get on me because they're going to make the complete comparison, but Deontay has continued to improve in a similar way to Devontae Adams, who, when he came out of Fresno State, was not anywhere near the receiver he is now. There it is.
I don't know if that got enough.
It was pretty good.
Let's go.
It's a huge chunk.
All right, we're alive, boys. We're alive.
Move the whole chat. Move.
Give it to me. Give me another.
He's still there. He's running around. He's going to him.
Ah!
We got him. We got him.
Ah! Hold on.
That has to be enough.
Okay, I need a 35.5.
Oh, that has to be enough. Just through the last 2.
Hold on.
I'm working. Fryermuth. They don't have it up yet. Come on. NFL stats are lagging. Oh, picked. Tipped and picked. No? Oh, he's saying hit the ground. Oh, that was Emerson again. Emerson was going to get his revenge.
How much was that? I need
Hang
36
on.
yards.
You missed a great play by Emerson. Check this out.
Oh, Pickens, I saw the pick off the tip.
No, it's not. They said it hit the ground.
That hit the ground?
That's what he said.
No way.
No, they're going to challenge it.
That
is a great play by Emerson.
That's a
100%.
That's a great. Oh, his foot wasn't in.
Out of bounds.
All right. Let's refresh.
But still a great play by Martin Emerson. Everybody that gave me shit about where I ranked Martin Emerson, You got it?
5 out of 5, baby. Let's fucking go. $100 on a $10
we hit it.
slip.
Thank you, Prize
Woo!
Picks.
Thank you,
That is
garbage
amazing.
time. Mitch Trubisky, start every game. I'm back on the train. Let's fucking go.
Oh,
Just when
my
I thought
God.
I was out, he pulled me back in.
Yes, this is the Godfather game for Mitch Trubisky and Martin Emerson. I gotta say, everybody that gave me crap about Martin Emerson when I said no, he is an underrated corner coming out of the SEC with size. Why is he not rated more highly? That's why. Like right there, he didn't get it. He missed it by 6 inches, but he caught that ball against George Pickens, who he lost a rep to. Cornerbacks have to have a very short memory and a large skill set. Emerson's got both. I've been fully in on Martin Emerson. Brett will tell you I was dragging him to the Martin Emerson train early on, saying you got to watch this guy. And he was like, I don't know, he kind of looks big and slow. I was like, knit. Check it out. And his early returns have been very good on Emerson. What are they calling? Defensive pass?
Interference.
No, they called 2, didn't they? Offsetting fouls? Yeah. Offsetting fouls. Play it again. I don't know about calling interference there. Where like Ward was standing his ground. He doesn't have to give ground to let him run through freely. Like if he's just standing there, like to me that's kind of a call. Well, there you go. Bills Dolphins. Somebody's gonna be there. Somebody we know. See, look at this watch list. They're just picking off bootleg terms. We got a watch list every week. Now they got 3 games on a watch list. Come on. Your buddies at Amazon they're kiping the goods. This is not good. They're stealing stuff.
I'm gonna send this to Jordan and thank him for the nice little $100 bonus.
Garbage time to Friarmouth.
That's what we want, baby. I'll eat garbage all day. I don't give a shit. It's $100 garbage. Give me the garbage.
Give me the garbage. Give me the can. I'll take it. Oh, man. Do either of you guys do collaborations with other YouTubers? Yes, as a matter of fact, we do. My other podcast partner and I, JB from Bears Over Beers, we're on the Bears preview episode for Marcus, that franchise guy, TFG on YouTube. Brett does a bunch. I don't think Rockpile's on YouTube, are they yet? No, they're Blue Wire. They're straight audio still.
I've been telling them.
They have a video component. Where does it go? Where do they have to put it on YouTube?
Anyway, I think they do occasionally, but
yeah, we work a ton with the guys, Drew and Chris over at Rockpile Report. Great. Longest running Buffalo Bills podcast at the moment. Who else on YouTube? We're going to be working with JT O'Sullivan, been talking to him a lot. Matt Bowen isn't exactly a YouTuber. He ends up on YouTube sometimes. He was on our channel. Who else? We've been on a couple of 5 Point streams with Urinating Tree.
I'll go do mock drafts with Bengal.
Yep, mock drafts with Bengal. That's right.
Yep.
Bengal would be very pissed if I forgot him. Sorry, Bengal. We were just in his house last week. We were hanging out in DKR. Bengal's a big Texas fan. So,
flag.
I know. Flag on a play. What's up with that?
Ruh-roh.
Anyway, so the answer, short answer, yes. Long answer, yes. And here's all the names. Marshall, that is the ultimate joke grenade. That's amazing. Marshall says, I'm dumb. I actually don't think you are dumb because you're not the only one. You just said it out loud. Just notice the F in the Bootleg logo. You are correct. Our good buddy Will put together our Bootleg logo, and as soon as you see it, you will never unsee it. So sorry, you're never gonna forget it's there now. It's now emblazoned in your brain. Too many men on the field? 12 men on the field for a kick?
Oh, that's brutal.
That's rugged.
That's brutal.
Super rugged. Anyways, fun story since we're arguing about special teams on the actual broadcast. Our logo, the B with the F within the B for Bootleg Football, was a sketch. It wasn't it wasn't the primary logo. Like Will sent me literally a picture of the primary logo he'd done, which was more like an intertwined B and an F, almost like the S and an F for the San Francisco Giants in a circle. And he had like 6 pencil sketches on his notepad. And I was like, what's that one in the top right? And it was basically what you see today as the Bootleg logo.
Mm-hmm.
He refined it, but that was the one. And as soon as he worked that up in the colors, in the black and gold that we chose,
We knew.
it was like done.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it. It was amazing. And people do that all the time. You are not dumb. People look at it for years and go, oh, wait, it's the B and the F. And you're like, yes, it is. So,
Ain't no way Browns throwing a pass. This is the worst bad beat of my gambling career. You don't know that. If they get into 3rd and 7 and they got to convert.
We thought that about Freiermuth just a second
Actually,
ago.
wait, no. Steelers only have 1 timeout. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That-
So they're
that is
going
gonna
to
be a bad
kneel
beat.
this. They're going to kneel this.
That's going to be a bad
Wait.
beat. Sorry about that.
Mathematically, do they have to kneel this?
Well, no,
I think they'll have like 20 seconds left for a punt. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's
they
pretty
do need
close.
1 first down since there's a timeout. They might need 1 first down, and then they can kneel it.
Are we going to start off week 3 with another last minute, like crazy overcome the deficit game? I hope
Involving
not.
the Browns? Yeah.
Involving the Browns. That would be terrible.
Okay, so they do need a first down. So if we could just get like an option route to Kareem
Yeah.
to seal this shit.
We need Kareem. We need a couple of yards. Sonny, we're all about it. We're gonna try. It's possible. But while we are going through rules and time management ease here, thanks to everybody that showed up to the stream tonight. This has been a ton of fun. Love the interaction in the chat. Good game. Like, we're still getting really good Thursday night games. Brett hit all 5 for the first time all season on Prize Picks. Woo! Like,
might be my last one, but
yeah, but you were all here for it, right? This
Yeah.
is historic so far. So thanks to everybody for showing up. This has been really solid. And for the most part, audio was very good. Had a little problem with video. Well, Brett got a little overheated, but other than that, we've been good.
All right, let's see if the Browns can redeem themselves for last week. Boswell does have some tricky offsides up his sleeve. All right, decent. Oh, God!
No, out of bounds. Out of bounds, so close. Claypool was all about it right there.
Oh, my God.
Okay,
that
they
was so
will
close.
not be throwing this ball at this point, so I'm sorry about that, Sonny. But, they got it back. Onside kick PTSD.
Oh, do they false start?
A flag. Really? Danny's going to go nuts.
Are they saying it was false start, or are they just saying out of bounds?
I don't know. Danny's going to go nuts.
Either way, it's a penalty, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, they're circling Pickens because he was the one who ended up close to it.
No, when I say Danny, I'm talking about Danny Smith, the special teams coach for the Steelers. If this goes against the Steelers right now, Danny's he's gonna come unglued.
Yeah, they're saying Pickens started early.
Oh, Danny's not gonna be happy about that. Danny is a longtime special teams coach, one of the longest tenured special teams coaches in the league. Mike Tomlin loves him and trusts him, and will continue to do so. Tomlin's a loyal guy, but Danny's gonna be pissed. Pickens is gonna get the riot act for this one.
I still think they do need a first down still. I think.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna throw it to get it.
Well, if they
You're
get stopped,
certainly
if they
not
get
gonna
stopped
throw-
twice early and it's like 3rd and 7, they might.
No, they're not going to throw a screen. That's a pick 6. Bad tip, pick 6. Like, they're not going to throw a screen. They might throw a slant, something in the middle of the field where people would have a chance to tackle. But if I'm the OC, I'm not calling anything out to the edges because if he gets jumped, that's pick 6 and you lose the game.
Robo EJ is back. I don't hear Robo EJ at all. I
Robo
think
EJ
EJ
is
just
back.
naturally sounds like a robot.
Yes, that's totally it. I have no soul.
All right, there's 100% going to be a run. They're max fitting the shit out of it.
Ooh, and Chubb is still picking up yards. Robo EJ is not back. EJ is fine. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate the vote of confidence. EJ is indeed fine.
Oh, define fine.
Come on. He's getting to watch football and drink beer with all of his friends and the extended family and Bootleg. Come on. This is the best ever. It's more the fact that Brett's coming out of one ear. Yes, we know, Shane. We're gonna fix it. Next week, that's gonna be our 1% that we're gonna
The
polish off.
EJ 9000.
Hey, the EJ 209 is, well, it's, less than the 309, but if you want to pay for the upgrades,
It's last year's model.
that's right. EJ is fine. Wink, wink. Blink twice if you're fine, EJ. The video's gone. Yeah, Coleman's camera overheated again. He's just too hot for
Oh,
it.
I did not realize it did.
Oh man, Nick Chubb just tearing up the middle. The Browns defense, they're gonna have a rough film room. They're letting this one go. Like, this is for free.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
not that it's easy to stop Nick Chubb up the middle after 4 quarters of getting your ass handed to you, but that offensive line is yeah, they're making their money right now.
22 for a $113. How's that for a
Yeah.
bell cow night? You don't see that very often these days.
Yeah,
22
but
for a $113.
Nick's the guy I'd give it to, especially that big black stripe on the side of his helmet.
Uh-huh.
He's earned it. He's earned it. Oh, what's Jacoby checking to? Oh, he's just trying to draw him? Yeah, he's just trying to draw him. They called timeout. Interesting.
All right, now put Hunt in the game. Please.
Well, my favorite thing about this is that Hunt is a really versatile player. Game was kind of boring. I don't know. I thought this was a fun game. Like, it's not, 50 points, but
I think you're watching an average NFL game between two average teams. Because
I would agree with
Watt's
that.
not, because they are an average defense with Watt not on the field. They're an average offense with Mitch on the field, and the Browns, because of their quarterback situation,
here we go.
are an average offense. Well,
Power to
average
power.
passing game.
Power to power. Oh, he almost got it too. Did he lean the ball at the end? Oh, look where they're going to
Yeah,
spot
I
it.
think they're giving it to him.
Wow. Amazing. So Nick Chubb is a monster physically. Like, he is incredible in the weight room. If you haven't seen some of the stuff he does, his squat totals are ridiculous. I've seen him front squat, multiple hundreds of pounds that shouldn't be possible. He's ridiculous. He has so much power. He's really difficult to stop and very skilled as a runner on top of that. So he's able to deliver all of his moves with a ton of speed, a lot of balance, and a just ridiculous amount of power. So even though you might wrap him up, he's still going to sort of chug for another, 2.5 yards while you're trying to stop him. Oh, they got it. They got it.
They got it. It's game over. This felt like a Sunday noon game. Honestly, it probably should have been. But
It did feel.
I think, every team needs to have a primetime game. I think contractually every team needs to have a primetime game, if I recall correctly.
I don't think
I think
that's
the only
true.
one that doesn't is Detroit.
There are definitely teams that don't have primetime games every season.
But the league wants to give every team at least a primetime game, and
wants to.
They do. They do.
They have to. They don't choose to in some cases. But I'm with you. No, this is fun.
'Cause
Hammer, nail, coffin.
When
indeed.
when I
Yep.
was there, NFL Network, and we had schedule release week. It was always like a point that every team
Right
is
here.
going to get their moment in the sun.
Look at him just churn. God, 3 guys, 4 guys trying to tackle him, including Cam Hayward, and he stretches that ball out at the end to get it over the marker.
My
Watch
point
him.
is, though, the
Oh,
league
he's
knew they
down.
were going to have to give a primetime game to Cleveland.
Oh, they're going to
and-
respot this.
That's fine. The league knew they wanted to give a primetime game to Cleveland, but they also did not want to give that primetime game to Cleveland when Deshaun was back. So here we are. That's
Yeah.
why we're here.
Pickens going to go nuclear in the media this week, days of our Steelers.
Oh, Lions get Thanksgiving. So they do not. You're correct. They do not have a traditional primetime game this year, but that is a nationally televised game, so it technically counts. Every other team has a traditional primetime game other than Detroit this year.
Yeah. So Trevor says, great stream, guys. Thanks again. See you next Thursday. We sure hope so. Glad we got the audio issues cleaned up. That made this one a lot more fun, a lot cleaner. Love that the cameras are just casually showing Pickett. Yes, that's the storyline, is like, so how soon? That could be the caption, although they're not putting it on there. Um, Lions might get flexed into Sunday Night Football this year.
That, but
Yeah,
unironically, yes, they might.
yeah, that
They
that would be
might.
good. They keep throwing up 30 plus points a game. They're gonna. What went wrong with the Steelers? They just don't quite have
Their
quarterback.
quarterback doesn't make good decisions under pressure. That's what went wrong with the Steelers. Mitch
Yeah,
has talent. He has an arm. He has mobility. Decision making under pressure is still not there, unfortunately.
yeah, he has his limitations. He is a known at this point, and they're getting everything they can out of him. So credit to Canada, the offensive coordinator, like for not putting him in bad situations. But he is not. He is proven to this point, at least, not to be a guy that's going to elevate his play, his team past that. He can do up to that point. He can execute within that. You ask him to do more than that, and you're typically not going to get it. You're going to get it occasionally in flashes, but not in a way that you're going to get it with several other top tier quarterbacks around the league. So it's going to be time to switch to Pickett here pretty soon and see if he can basically get all those rookie struggles out of the way and then show some flashes of elevation that might lead you to believe, hey, we've got something here going into next year. We don't necessarily need to pick a quarterback up high. I would say more data on that is better than less. So the sooner Kenny Pickett gets in there, the more data you're going to have to back that up, because he is going to have those rookie moments. Like he's not just going to come in and automatically reel off 5 or 6 wins.
I think they called it short.
They did. They had to have. His knee was down.
So they're, I can't remember. Oh, 50 seconds. Okay. Oh no, 4
Call
seconds?
reversed.
Are we doing 4 or 50? 40. Okay.
I
Clock
got
guy
40.
was clock
40.
guy was going through it just now. All right.
Clock guy was going through it. Oh, clock guy's going through it. But we are
All
with
right,
you to the
so
bitter end.
they
We are
can
gonna watch
end the
to very end of
game.
this.
They can end the game right now.
Yeah.
If they just get inches.
Again, taken out of context, the screen just took a turn.
Oh God, if Cleveland fucks this up. I don't think they
Well,
will, but
I don't think they will either, but also the Steelers would have to capitalize, and they're not. They got to go a ways. This is not one
it's a
play
running
territory.
clock. You guys better. Okay, you better go the entire 22 seconds.
They're
Or they're
getting
just
close.
gonna, maybe they're just gonna try to draw them off and then punt.
Would you?
If you think you can pin
Cough
them
and corner?
at the
Yeah.
5-yard line, yeah.
You can cough and corner.
I think
sure.
they're just gonna try to draw them and then punt.
Yeah. All right. Give their punter 5 yards. Oh, they call a timeout? Really? Why wouldn't you just take the 5 yards?
So if they're at, what are they, at the 40? Do they think they can get a 57-yarder with Cade York? Maybe.
I don't know.
I think
Cade's got a
the,
great leg. Like Cade York, rookie kicker, he has got a power leg for sure.
I mean, if you miss, like it's still 15 seconds. So who gives a shit? But
no, they're rolling them out.
that would make it a effectively game over because it would be a two position game with 15 seconds. So
Mitch
I guess
still
you can't
bravely
really lose anything by trying a field goal here.
Mitch still bravely keeping loose on the sidelines. Good for him.
Gunnar Olszewski's
block.
back there.
Yeah,
Dude, a block for a return would break the internet.
Bedlam.
Okay, so
We would have chaos.
They are gonna punt.
Yeah, he's just gonna try and pop that thing in the corner.
I almost feel like that would have been easier if they took the penalty, but
He didn't. He went down the middle. What's he doing? No, he went for the corner. He got it.
got it.
Wow.
Nice punt.
Great punt.
Right at the
We don't
4. Yeah.
We don't much celebrate punters on this particular channel, but that is a tremendous play by the punter right there. That is a pretty much game-sealing play. You got 9 seconds left. You got, 97 yards to go or something.
You're going to have to do some real wacky Benny Hill shit.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Or just a really long shot to Freiermuth just to completely seal your bet.
okay, so put a Steelers jersey on Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I was going to say, can Kareem Hunt play defense, and if he gets a pick six, does it count?
Pitchy,
Okay,
pitchy, woo, woo.
oh, here it goes.
Hook and ladder. Oh, you're
No, it's
yeah,
all you're going
yeah. Oh
backwards. It's
God.
a football.
Oh
Oh, pick
God.
it up,
Defensive
touchdown.
touchdown. Dude, do you know how many fucking people? How much money that made in Vegas?
The Steelers just lost the cover.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
The worst of bad beats. Oh my
This
God.
is like the ultimate reverse backdoor cover. Like, it's the backdoor bad beat. Oh my God. Vegas is in shambles right now. Vegas is in shambles right now. I mean, they just pulled a lot of money back from Steelers bettors who thought they were going to have the cover. Oh my God. What was the spread? I don't even know.
Well, that's the thing is the second half spread I think was I think the line
that's
was
overwhelming.
like 7.5.
Honestly,
the thing is
was
fantasy because the people that are playing against the Browns defense in fantasy,
oh no. Steelers plus 6.5. Motherfuckers in shambles right now. Yeah, they are crying right now. Oh my goodness. Tree must be having an aneurysm. I doubt it. I think he probably knew what he was getting with the Mitch experience tonight. I don't think he honestly thought they were going to run over the Browns. Maybe he did, but yikes.
What was the over for the game? Actually, that might have.
I don't know what the over
because that would have been the one that I think it tilted.
If you got Steelers at 6.5, but I think the line was 4.5, so it didn't have that much effect. But if you thought Steelers were going to cover, look out. Yikes. That's a big swing at the end of the game. So some bets were affected. We'll just put that out there. Unreal. All right. Well, thanks for everybody to hanging out. That was a fun game. AFC North till the end. And we'll be back next week with another Thursday stream. Remember to hop by Prize Picks if you want to put any bets on this weekend's action, because they will match your deposits if you use code Bootleg. So
yep, up to $100. So if you deposit 50, you get 50 extra bucks. You get 75, 100, so on and so forth. So it's a massive help to us if you guys are going to be doing these pick'ems anyway, because you find them fun like we do. It's a massive help to us if you use your promo code, because A, you get free money, and B, we get credit for you getting free money. So the sponsors come back and keep supporting the show. So win-win
and we're
for
off
everybody.
to a good start, by the way. Many of you have already done it. We got our first report back from Prize Picks, and they said, hey, you're off to a banging start. Looks like folks are into it, so keep it up.
With that being said, I have to go catch a flight to Miami in roughly 8 hours because I'm going to go see Josh Allen for the second time this season. And I'm going to go face-to-face with Tuanon in Miami, so that should be fun. EJ, I know you're going to be sticking around Seattle, but we're going to reconvene on Monday for our Week 3 recap podcast, and we're going to be back next Thursday for Dolphins-Bengals right here on this channel. So thank you to everybody who watched along tonight. We'll see you guys in a few days. We love you, and until then, later.
Take care.